Hello, welcome to our live stream. We're so glad you joined us. The turnout is phenomenal. I think we're at around 300 people viewing right now so far, and the comments are going wild. We've been watching them, waiting, monitoring them, reading them, and we started 5 minutes into it to give everybody a chance to go ahead and join the live stream. And so now that everybody's joined, also, just as a reminder, you can always watch this later. We're going to go through some demos. I'm going to show you some things. You can pause it. You can take the steps that I take. Then you can resume and watch the video. So hopefully this video will be a help to all the people who are migrating over from MasterCook to cooking. Before we get started, I wanted to introduce our guests. We have Ed Lanchantin on, and we also have Pam Erickson. Whoops, Pam is muted.
Oh yeah, sorry, I muted myself, so I wouldn't interrupt.
Oh, okay. So we're using a new tool also to do this live stream that we've never used before. So there's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve. If there's a hiccup, then it's just be patient with us. But I've also got my son here, Danny. He works for me, and he's one of the software engineers at Cookin'. My daughter also works for me. Her name is Brenna. She's our tech support agent. And she has her degree in computer science, actually, from BYU. She worked as a programmer for 6 or 7 years. She's amazing. She also is a professional chef, and she worked as a chef for a while. And then she got married last year and got pregnant. And then the smells from being a chef in the kitchen, it's not good when your chef gets nauseous and rushes to go vomit in the bathroom for morning sickness. And so anyways, she's doing tech support for us. She is way overqualified. So we've got a great team. We've got a number of other people. We call our programmers and the team at DVO here the Cookin' Elves, by the way. And that evolved over years when Cookin' was doing seemingly magic things, capturing internet recipes and, taking a recipe off an 8-page blog, removing pop-up ads and everything, and making life easier for you. And so over the time, the Cookin' team has become known as the Cookin' Elves. And so anyways, we're all here tuned in for this live event as well to support you and to help you. Before we begin, though, I wanted to turn some time over to Ed. Ed, why don't you talk to us, tell us about your journey, and thanks for joining us, by the way, and I appreciate the handoff.
Sure. Well, thank you, Dan. First of all, I want to say thank you to Dan for making this happen. I became sick a couple years ago and kind of stepped back, and Pam really stepped up and became the president of MasterCook and kind of kept everything together, and was very appreciative of her for doing that. And when she retired this past summer, we lost a lot, and we also had there's some other employee turnover, and combined with my health and Pam leaving, I just thought it was time to kind of move on and retire. It was a difficult decision to make. I've owned MasterCook since 2012 and brought MasterCook.com and the apps forward to everybody. So I was happy I was able to do that. But I also, need to focus on my health. And Dan's values system kind of aligned with mine, and he's a real good family man. He's the founder and owner of Cookin', and I've been jealous of him for, since 2012. He has a really good product and a very formidable competitor. And so after Pam left and the turnover and my health issues, I called him up and said, Dan, I'm not sure I can do this anymore, and I want to exit the business. And I didn't want to exit the business like some previous people had done and just shut the business down and not giving anybody an alternative. And that had happened a few years ago, like I said, with one of our competitors. And so Dan was so gracious to say, hey, look at, any MasterCook user has a home with us, and we will honor the expiry date that current customers have with Cook. We'll honor that with the same product that Cookin' has. And so I was appreciative that the MasterCook users are going to have a home, and they've got a great home with Cookin'. So thank you very much, Dan. And really a big thank you to Pam, because she came back on board to help with this transition. And, Pam is really the glue that's held MasterCook together, not since I bought it, but since the beginning. You know, she's been with MasterCook for over 30 years and is just an outstanding individual. And so I'm very, very pleased and happy to have worked with her and call her my friend. So thank you, Pam. And thank you to all the MasterCook users.
Ed, I don't know if you can see, but there's comments coming in from people right now, just praising you, and they're appreciative. They're grateful for all that you've done. And it's been so fun, actually, to work with you over the last few weeks and to really get to know you better. As Ed said, we've kind of been competitors, so we've been kind of watching each other and
Yes.
watching what the other does and so forth. And I never thought we would be as good of friends as we've become, and that our conversations would be as interesting as we were preparing for this event. I was
Yes.
like, what am I supposed to, what should I say? How are we going to do this? And I was like, just do it just like our conversations. Ed and Pam and I have had these conference calls, and they're always so fun and comfortable and respectful. And I just admire what you've done, Ed. I know how it is. Nobody knows until you've tried to run a business and you've, gone through the hard times and the fun times and the uncertainty and so forth. And, you're a kindred spirit. And anyways, I'm glad I'm glad to get to know you. And I appreciate that you said something and you touched on it lightly, but I want to elaborate on that, which is, from the beginning, Ed's concern, surprisingly, was how can we best take care of the MasterCook users, and create a path forward for them. As he mentioned, there was another competitor of ours, Living Cookbook, years ago, who just disappeared overnight, just gone, left everybody in a lurch. And he didn't want to do that. He wanted to make sure they were taken care of. So, Ed, you're a great guy, and it's been great working with you. And I really hope we can keep in touch. And I hope and we all hope and pray for your health and the condition that you've got there, that things will improve. So anyways, thank you for sharing that.
Okay.
And like Ed said, Pam retired, but then we kind of pried her out of retirement kicking and screaming.
Yes.
Tell us, Pam, about your journey a little bit.
Yes, you are right. A few weeks ago, I got a call from Ed. He and I have been good friends since he acquired MasterCook, and I have enjoyed working with him over the years. He's just a great guy to work with. And my husband had retired, and I decided, I should probably just retire too, so we can go, do things together, go visit our kids in a different state and go camping more and stuff. And so I told Ed, I know you got this new development team on board and kind of running things and working on the new MasterCook AI product. And so I think, they're best able to help the customers going forward because it's their product and I haven't seen it or used it really. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and just retire. And I think these guys, can handle it and take it over.
Yeah.
And so I left them, some instructions and wrote some documents for them and helped them out and stuff. And then I left. Yeah, I retired and I was enjoying it. And about a few weeks ago, I got a call from Ed, and he's like, "Hey, would you come back and help?" And he's like, "I've reached out to Dan, and I'd like to, you work with them to get the MasterCook customers transferred over and taken care of, and going forward with them." And I'm like, at first I said no. I just told him no, and because I was, I said, I've been retired, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm not really sure if I'm really want to do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, I kind of thought about it overnight. It's like, actually this could be kind of fun because I feel really good about the customers, transferring to Cookin. And I looked at Cookin because I hadn't looked at it in a while. I looked at it. It's like, well, what do they have to offer? And then I saw it's like, oh gosh, these customers are going to be so much better off over here because they're going to have all these new apps. And, all these features they've been using at MasterCook.com, they're going to have them in Cookin. And they all work really well. And so I called Ed up the next day and said, "Hey, you know what? I rethought about this. And yeah, I actually would like to come back and help you guys. And, let's get on a call with Dan and three of us talk about this and see how this will look, for me." And so then Dan's like, "Yeah, I would really like to have you, Pam, come on board and help us with this." And so he's like, if you want to do that, I'm offering you, a position to help do, continue helping the customers as you've been doing with MasterCook. And I
Mhm.
said, yes, I would love that. And I've been enjoying it because, there are things that customers have struggled with MasterCook in the past, as Ed knows. And it's been nice to see that, these features that these customers have been using are working really well in Cookin. And a lot of them have emailed me and said, hey, I had no idea that Cookin could do these things because I've never even looked at it before. And they're like, I'm really impressed with the tools that they have and the features that they have that I've been using at MasterCook, and they work so well. And so it's been really enjoyable, working with this transition with Ed and Dan both. And I said I've had a couple conversations with each of them, and then we've had several group conference calls, and it's been great. I've really enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
well, Pam, you've been working. You may have spent more time with my engineers than you spent with me, actually.
Yes, yes, yes. And Dan told me, hey, reach out to my engineers. Here's their contact information. And so, yeah, I text them, I call them, they'll call me, they'll text me, we'll send emails, and it's just been wonderful.
Sometimes they get me up to speed on what you guys are working on. So, anyways,
yeah, they are great to work with, and I've always enjoyed working with developers because I like to understand how things work, and they like to understand how something is working. That if I have some feedback for them, and so they've been great. They've had questions for me, helping them with this transition as well, because they suddenly got MasterCook.com and all these features, and so yeah, we've had some great calls, we've had some great conversations.
Yeah, we have. Pam, you've been instrumental in this transition. We couldn't have done it without you. You're so knowledgeable and so caring about the MasterCook customers. And that's why Pam has actually been, really, to tell you the truth, she's been kind of driving this. She tells me, add this to the FAQ page. Put this in here for clarification on this page. Do this on the MasterCook homepage. I think we should do this. I think we should do that. So she's been really driving this. And you've done such a great job. And we're so grateful that you came back out of retirement to help us out. I know there's been a lot of comments here about people who appreciate you and your help, and what a vital part you've been in their families' lives, helping them with the MasterCook software all these years, and then now helping them with this transition. So we sure appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. By the way, if you're wondering, she's not doing video because apparently she lives kind of out in the boonies. That's why she's so down to earth and such a good person, because she lives out and she takes care of her horses from time to time, and her internet she has a slow connection. And so she was concerned that if she did the video part, it might mess up, the audio or the presentation. So she's just going with a still screenshot there. But we can hear you loud and clear, Pam. And again, we're grateful that you joined us. So what we wanted to do is do a little kind of brief introduction. I'm going to spend a little more time introducing myself. I talked about our team a little bit, but thank you for that, Pam. And Ed, and you guys have just been great. And so far, the transition, all things considered, we did in a matter of weeks what a normal corporation would have taken 6 or 8 months to do, from start to finish. And it's just been because you guys have been so great and so helpful. And MasterCook users have been super patient and helpful and giving us feedback. We take that feedback. This kind of is the culture for DVO, for cooking. We listen to our customers, and that kind of drives implementation. So we love to get feedback from you. We love to listen to you, and then we'll go and we'll post updates to Cookin, and we'll make improvements, and we'll make enhancements, and so forth. Obviously, bandwidth is limited. We can do stuff, but there are limitations to how quickly we can implement things, and so forth. We have systems and processes to make sure that if everything is tested and approved before it's released, and so forth. So anyways, what we're going to do, I'll introduce myself a little bit in a minute here. And then what we're going to do is go through the steps that a typical MasterCook user would go through in order to migrate over to Cookin. And we'll show you how easy it is. We'll also, as we're doing it, answer some questions that you have if you post comments. That's the whole beautiful thing about the live event, is we get your comments and we can read them and we can respond to them live. There's a lot of comments, and so I don't know if we'll get to all of them, but we do intend to read some of them and to answer your questions. And as we go through each of the steps, there are some places where we'll be waiting for an app to download and install, and then that gives us an opportunity to answer some of your questions regarding that particular thing that we're doing. So we'll try to do that, and then even close with any kind of questions or answers. We won't be able to answer all of them. We would be here for 4 or 5 or 6 hours, I think, if we tried to do that. But we'll do our best to respond to as many as we can. So why don't you go full screen on me, Danny? Danny's reading the comments, and he's here kind of guiding this. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the command center first. So this is my son, Danny Wave. He's sitting in my office, and he's kind of driving the presentation here. But this is the DVO command center. I've got a custom desk that I built, and I've got 3 computer monitors. This one here is 65 inches. That's the little one. This one's 82 inches. And then this one over here is 65. So we've got the DVO command center is for real. It's the real deal. And anyways, and a lot of us work from home. And so it's a nice work environment. We've got a great culture here.
That's why I'm sitting in the windowsill.
That's right.
I have an office here.
That's right. So anyways, but we're glad that you could join us. Now, here's what we're going to do. Go ahead and switch to my computer screen there, Danny, if you would.
There we go.
Okay. So let's see here. So I'm going to show you something. If you just go to dvo.com, that's our website, by the way. You can go hover over here where it says support, and then you can scroll down to about DVO. And if you do that, you'll see, and you can read and learn a little bit about DVO Enterprises. Why don't you go and show me? I am in the screen, aren't I? Oh, okay, perfect, Danny. So anyways, but as you see here, I started a long time ago, 33 years ago, when I was a student at BYU. I was studying computer science. I never aspired to necessarily be the recipe guy, but I was visiting with my sister and her husband. He's a software engineer, and he and I were brainstorming for like 2 hours. What could I create and build? I was working at IBM part-time as a programmer while I was studying computer science. And anyways, he was like, and after 2 hours, my sister came in and said, what we really need is this. And she described this idea where I could create an application that people could organize their recipes. They could combine them to make menus, and then the software could adjust serving sizes and make grocery shopping lists and so forth. And I was really intrigued by that. And I thought, wow, I think I could do that. So while I was studying and working part-time, I actually created the first version of Cookin'. The first version came out before Windows even came out. The first version was DOS-based. And then about a year later, Microsoft released the first version of Windows, and I released a Cookin' upgrade. And then it really started to take off. Our big success was in 1997 when we got into Sam's Club, and we got into all 440 clubs, and in 4 months they sold 40,000 copies. So it really took off and just exploded. And then at that point, we just continued. For 33 years, I've only done one thing, which is cooking. So we're totally committed, and we love our customers, and we've had to adapt. We first had to figure out how to, when the internet came along, we had to figure out how to establish a web presence. And then when mobile apps came along, we had to figure out how to create a cloud service so you could connect your recipes seamlessly through the Cooking Cloud and so forth. We had to create mobile apps and so forth. And so anyways, this is what we believe. This is our core values, and this is our goal for 2025. And we're well on our ways to achieving our goals. So this is a fun video. You should watch it at some point. So anyways, that's a little bit about us. I know it seemed like in some of the comments I was seeing, some people were getting the impression that maybe we were this big corporate company, and you were going to lose that hometown feel that you had with MasterCook, and that's definitely not the case. And we do our best to support you. We love you, and we want to make mealtime magical for you. Thanksgiving is coming up next week, and this is a key point in time when people turn to Cookin' and MasterCook to look up their recipes and to prepare their delicious Thanksgiving and holiday meals, to do entertaining and so forth. And we want to be there with you. If you have any questions or need any help, we want to be there for you. So hopefully you'll be patient. There's been hundreds of support emails as people are migrating over. A lot of people have questions, and we're doing the best we can, and we're doing a pretty good job, actually, in my opinion. Everyone's been working a gazillion hours. So anyways, so that's a little bit about cooking. And do we have any questions? Paul says, great, thanks. Looking forward to the conversion. Awesome. Hopefully, we've given instructions. Hopefully by watching this, some people I know are visual learners. So hopefully you can watch me take these steps and then be like, oh, okay. That looks like I can do this, and hopefully you'll go ahead and take that leap. As Pam mentioned several times, she's posted the MasterCook servers are going to be going down at the end of this month. You wanted me to make a point of that, huh, Pam? Oh, I think you're muted right now. But yeah, these servers are going to go down. So you're going to want to make this transition. I wouldn't wait to the last week. I'd get on top of this because you don't want to get into a situation where, those servers have gone down and maybe you need to pull some recipes off it or something. So anyways, okay. So if you go to mastercook.com also, then you'll see there's a message right on the homepage, an important announcement. And there's this link you can click to transfer your recipes over to Cooking. And so there's a lot of ways to get to this web page if you can't remember. But yeah, once you get here, there's these steps. And I'm just going to follow them with you right now while you're watching. And how to make the switch. It's fast and simple. Your recipes come with you. So the step one is to download Cooking. Tell me if there's any comments we need to pause about, Danny, also. But, well, I'm going to go ahead and click this. So, by the way,
I'm answering small ones that I can in the comments, but I figure we'll answer what we can through the stream, and we'll do a short Q&A at the end.
That's a good idea. Okay. So Cooking, here's one of the exciting things, works on multiple platforms. I know MasterCook is Windows-based, but Cooking also works on your Mac computer. It also works on your iPhone or your iPad, your Android device, your Kindle Fire. We have an Amazon Alexa skill where you can actually cook hands-free in the kitchen just by speaking to it. You can pull up your own recipes from your Cooking cloud account on your device, and you can say, read the directions, and it'll read the recipe ingredients, and it'll do them one at a time. And then you go get the flour, and then you say next. And then it'll read to you what you need to get next. Okay, take 2 cups of milk, and you get 2 cups of milk, and you say next. So it goes ingredient by ingredient, and it'll read the directions to you step by step as well. So there's even an Apple Watch app, so you could actually get your recipes on your watch, which is kind of handy, just to get the ingredients as you're racing around the kitchen. You can just look at your watch to see what the next ingredient is. So we've got support on every platform that there is. If we missed one, let us know. So anyways, so what you're going to want to do is go here where it says download Cooking, and you're going to click one of these links. I'm going to click Windows here. And when you click that, up in this top right corner here, you can see the app download. And I've got a pretty fast connection here. It takes about 12 seconds maybe. I know some people have slower connections. This can take a couple minutes, but it shouldn't take too long. It's about a 550 megabyte file. So once that downloads, then just click it to launch the installer. And once you do that, sometimes people have, oops, it came up on this screen here. Let me move this over. Stand by. Okay, so this is what you'll see. And sometimes, by the way, I'll mention if you have Norton antivirus or some of the others, we have had a few people who have had a problem where it was getting quarantined. There's sometimes, if you don't update your virus scanner, you'll get false positives. Oh, Chuck loves having Cooking native on his Mac. Awesome. So, by the way, we did have some people. The new Macs can actually run Windows applications, and not Windows. They can run iPad applications, and some people were installing the iPad application on their Mac Mac laptop computer. So you want to be sure to click the link to download the Mac version if that's the one you want. So anyways, once you launch the installer, you'll see a setup wizard like this. Just click next. It's very simple. I'm going to uncheck this checkbox to watch the getting started video tutorials because I don't want to show that right now, but you should do that. You're going to love those tutorials. And then you just click install. Okay. And so what's going to happen is Cookin version 13 is going to be installed on your computer. The latest version is Cookin version 15. And I mentioned a couple days ago in our weekly newsletter that Cookin version 16 is coming out next month on the 16th of December. And so we come out with a major upgrade to the desktop. We come out with updates frequently and major upgrades about every couple years. And there's one coming up next month. You can get the free version, the version 13. You can download and install that for free, and that's what we're installing now. So once it's done installing, I'm just going to click next here. And Pam, by the way, feel free to jump in. You can unmute your mic, and you can jump in if you think of something, if you've run into an issue where people had questions or concerns or comments. But
we've got a question about the subscriptions if they're jumping over from MasterCook. It's up on your screen.
Okay, so
they're a year into a 2-year.
Yeah, I'll get to the subscription part in just a minute.
Okay,
yeah,
that'll be answered soon.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So first, we're going to install the desktop app, so once you finish the installer, Cookin automatically launches. This is Cookin X3. That's for version 13, and we've got just a couple here, man and a wife on the splash screen. This is going to transform your cooking experience. And so that's step one on the instructions that I showed you over here. Oh, whoops. This is on the wrong screen here. I'm sorry. You didn't see that splash screen, did you? Let me move this over. Stand by. It's still launching. I can't move it till it finishes launching. I've got two screens, and the installer is launching on the one, not the other. So how can I switch this over without dragging it? I wonder. What I see here is that it's launching. Like I said, I can't actually move this over just yet. It's almost there. Like 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Maybe 4 more seconds. Okay, now I can finally drag this over here. Yeah, that's a little freaky, huh?
Seizure warning. The screen's flashing a little bit with the video software.
Yeah, I'm going to try that again. Hold on. Hey, boy. This is supposed to be the easy part right here, right?
We got a question about Living Cookbook plugin. John Templin said, "This is a much better option, having tried both."
Having tried both.
Do we have a Living Cookbook?
A Living Cookbook
importer?
Yeah, we do, actually.
Yeah.
So stand by here. I think what I need to do is, actually that worked.
Susan Bowser says, "LOL, computers, you gotta love
them." Here we go. Well, I didn't have this prepared. Like sometimes when I do a presentation, I'll have every I dotted, every T crossed, everything, so the presentation goes 100% smooth. But literally, I wanted this to be like the exact experience that you're going to have, and it's smooth. It's just that this is a stupid like screen issue, and then it was flashing, and it wasn't. I think I need to resize it to a smaller size. Oh no, it's just the same size here. Let's see. Maybe I could drag this bottom right corner. So you're going to see this message come up, create a Cookin Cloud account, and you're definitely going to want to click yes there. But for now, I'm going to click later because I want to just resize the screen so you can see it. Okay. Stand by. Oh boy. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. Whew. Can you see it, Danny? Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to
Hey, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so when you launch cooking, this is what you're going to see. Okay. And that you're also going to see that one dialogue that's going to come up, and it's going to say, do you have a Cooking Cloud account already, or would you like to create one? And you're going to click, yeah, I want to create one. And so you're going to enter your name here, your email address. You want to use the same email address that you used when you signed up for your MasterCook subscription. If you signed up for a MasterCook service, MasterCook.com or MasterCook AI, use the same email address you used when you subscribed there, okay? And I'm going to just go 123 for the password because it can be super simple, and I want to keep it really simple here. So, okay, while we wait for your Cooking Cloud account to be created, how did you hear about cooking? MasterCook. I switched from MasterCook right there. Okay, now it's going to upload my recipes to the Cooking Cloud. And this will take all my recipe data and push it up to the cloud. It's a one-time event. It could take a couple of minutes depending on how many recipes you have in your database. So I'm going to go, cool. And now Cooking is going to upload all my recipes. Cooking comes with one cookbook. It's got about 130 recipes you can see right here. And so it's going to take those with all the food photos. And you can see this is the little sync icon up on the top on the toolbar here. And it's animated. It's spinning. It's moving, which means it's syncing. Okay. Now your cloud account has already been created. Right now it's just uploading the recipes, so we don't even have to wait for this. I'm going to go back to this screen here. So we downloaded Cooking. That was step 1. Step 2 is we created a Cooking Cloud account. It's free to do it. Okay. Step 3 is to migrate your paid membership. Okay. So if you currently have an active MasterCook.com or MasterCook subscription, you can just click this link to transfer your membership over to Cooking. There is a $10 transfer fee for administrative reasons and so forth that we transfer. And so you can do that and keep all your benefits without interruption. If you're not a paid MasterCook subscriber already, that's no problem. You can sign up for a membership. And we've never actually given coupon codes before. We've never discounted the Cooking subscriptions, but you can use the MC20 coupon code to get a discount for a limited time. But now I'm going to show how to transfer your membership because that's what we're focusing on now. So I'm just going to click this link here, okay? And it takes me to this page. And I'm going to enter my email address. Oops. +581@gmail.com. And I'm going to put in my 123 password. And I'm going to click login. Okay, so now when I do that, you can see here, welcome to Cooking. We've got you covered. As a MasterCook subscriber, you're entitled to the same benefits, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and now you just put in your credit card in order to pay that $10 fee. So I'm going to do that right now. I actually got like a gift credit card. And I'm going to use that one. It's got like $10 on it. So it's going to be perfect for this situation here. And let's see, let me grab that credit card number. And then on the right there, you can see the month 07 27 562 8404. Okay, so you just fill out this form here, super easy, and then you can click the process payment, the green process payment button on the bottom right there. There's a note here, by the way, only click it one time. If you click it more than once, there have been people who clicked it twice. They didn't think it was doing anything, and then next thing you know, they were charged twice. So just click it one time and wait for it. And it's going to transfer your subscription, okay? And it says here, your MasterCook subscription has been successfully transferred. So your next step is to transfer your recipes to Cooking and start enjoying all that Cooking has to offer. Okay, so this is how you transfer your recipes. Number 1 is upgrade Cooking. Okay, so when you get Cooking version 13, in order to import your MasterCook recipes, you actually have to pay $10 to buy this MasterCook import plugin. But if you have the latest version of Cooking, you get that plugin for free. Okay, so to get the latest version of Cooking, I know MasterCook used to sell upgrades. A lot of other software companies did, and some still do. With Cooking, the upgrades are free, all major upgrades, to those who are annual subscribers or to those who have been subscribed for 5 months or more, 5 consecutive months. So since I just transferred my membership over from MasterCook to Cooking, I now qualify to receive the latest version of Cooking for free. So in order to upgrade, okay, what I need to do, it says here, close Cooking, then reopen it right here. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to go to Cooking, and it's done syncing. It finished uploading my recipe data. It's still, Cooking has the ability to import your recipes from Pinterest. Would you like to do this now? So if you've pinned a lot of recipes on Pinterest, Cooking will import them all. And the cool thing about Cooking's Pinterest import feature, by the way, is you don't have to stop using Pinterest. If you pin something new tomorrow or the next day, Cooking will get those too. So once you link the 2 accounts, Cooking will consistently keep your recipes synchronized between Cooking and your Pinterest account. For now, I'm going to say not now. Okay. And you can see that little sync icon that was animated. It stopped spinning. So it's done uploading the photos and the recipes and everything. So now I'm going to exit Cooking because that was the next step. Okay. And then I'm going to launch it again. Okay. So let's see here. I wish you could see the splash screen. It's so dang cool. I can't drag it and drop it over though, but anyways, Cooking is launching right now. I'm looking at the splash screen here.
I can see it. It looks awesome.
You can?
I mean, I can't see it on the screen. Just
okay.
to the people who are watching who can't see it, know that it looks cool. And when you download Cooking, you'll see it too.
Okay, so here's what happens. Cooking launches, and right when it launches, it checks my membership status, and it says, wait a second. This guy has an annual membership. He qualifies to receive the Cooking version 15 upgrade. So watch on the toolbar. Do you see my mouse on the right in the center of the screen? There's not a button there, right? But what happens is in the background, okay, Cooking does this in the background. It's downloading the latest version. And now, did you see this new icon appear here? There's an update icon that appears here. And this is what will happen on your computer too. Like I said, I have a pretty fast connection. So in your case, you might have to just wait. We got quite a few emails from people, by the way. They're like, mine isn't updating. How do I update? We're like, just launch Cooking and just wait. Okay, it'll work. So what you can do is click that icon, and you can see right here, I have version 13.9.8. Okay, but version 13 is the major number there, right? And it says, hey, a new version of Cooking is available. So update now. So when I do that, Cooking's going to exit, and it's going to launch. And what I see here, which you can't see, is this Cooking version 14 splash screen. So it went from version 13 already to version 14. And in a second here, it's going to come up and you'll see Cooking version 14. Hopefully it'll appear on the other screen.
And I think this is where some customers are getting hung up.
Yeah.
They're not, for me, helping people in support and MasterCook, they haven't waited for this to update to happen. So then they're like, well, I can't import yet. And so what I've been having them do is restart the app, and then it usually just automatically updates itself.
Yeah, it is. I mean, to people who own Cooking and have used it for years, it's awesome the way that it auto updates in the background. But for new users, you can't see anything happening, right? And so it is a little confusing. People are like, wait, mine's not updating. No, it is. It's updating in the background. And I'll show you how to double check that too. But basically, Cooking has this auto update feature, and it'll do it for you automatically in the background. So this is Cooking version 14 now. The color scheme changed a little, you can tell. In fact, there's another dialogue when you launch Cooking version 14. It also, when it launches, it says, wait, is there an update available? And it says there is. So then it begins downloading it automatically. So it's now downloading this. And by the way, what Pam just said is sometimes people will transfer their membership and then they'll launch Cooking version 13. And then they'll say, wait, it says that in order to import my MasterCook recipes, I have to buy this plugin for $10. And we're like, no, you don't have to. If you already transfer your membership from MasterCook to Cooking, you get that for free. You just need to give it a minute so it can update itself, right? So the Cooking self-update completed successfully, and now it's going to restart. So I'm going to click OK. And now Cooking is installing Cooking version 15. This one is a platform upgrade, and so it does this funky thing with this black DOS screen. It's replacing files, it's upgrading. And now I'm looking, by the way, at Cooking version 15 here, the splash screen for that, which is sick looking. It's cool. Anyways, and where recipes and friends come together. Version 15 was a huge step forward with social sharing features, some gamification features with scoreboards, leaderboards. It was awesome. It is awesome. Version 16 is going to blow your mind when you see it. But anyway, so okay, version 15 is still launching. It's migrating the database from the old format to the new, and so forth. So now it's working and it's launching. So yeah, like I say, that's kind of a place where people are getting hung up, is figuring out how to get Cooking to upgrade to the latest version. And some people were using the wrong email, so my membership. I mean, if you went through that screen that I just went through and it said, we're going to charge you $10, you're on the right track, right? So, okay, so Cooking it's launching version 15 now, which is the latest version. The color scheme is going to change in just 1 second here. It's doing multiple things at once. So just give it a minute.
This is very helpful to see this.
Yeah, is it, Pam?
Yeah, a lot of people are visual learners, and trying to explain this, what they should see, is difficult to do. So now I'll just send them to this video. Yeah, they can watch this. You can, like I say, fast forward through the intro if you want to get to this part, and then just follow along with me. This is what I told Pam we wanted to do. Was I thought it's not going to be like super fast, and it won't be like this pristine presentation. We might have some hiccups like we had when we were just trying to figure out the screen swapping thing. But I thought this would be helpful for people to see the process. They could literally watch along and pause and do the step, and then unpause and watch a little more and then pause. And so hopefully this is helpful. Exactly.
Do we have any questions? Yeah.
Judy says, where's all this written so an old lady like me can follow instructions one by one?
Yeah, great. So just like I said, go to mastercook.com if you want, right from the very beginning of the video, I said, there's a couple ways to get to these instructions, but if you go, since you're familiar with MasterCook, just go to mastercook.com. I'll show you one more time here. That's a great question, by the way. I'm glad you asked that, because sometimes people see screens flashing, stuff's happening. They're like, wait, I'm confused already, right?
Dan, in the description for this video, when the call's over, maybe we can put a link in there.
I did already. It is.
Oh, nice. Okay,
yeah.
Great. They can use that link.
Yeah, good thinking. But yeah, so if you open a new browser tab and you go to mastercook.com, what was her name? Betty? Is that what you said?
I think it was Jody.
Jody. So when you go, Judy, when you go to mastercook.com, you're going to see an important, Judy, just go to mastercook.com. You're going to see there's an important announcement. It's going to say, click here to see how to transfer your membership and your recipes to Cooking. So you're going to click there. Okay. And then you're going to see this explanation, Cooking to the rescue, why Cooking. You're going to just scroll down, and then here, try Cooking today. You're going to click there, and you're going to see more instructions about some of it's similar, why Cooking. Then you're going to finally get to this part, how to make the switch. Just follow these step-by-step instructions right here. Okay. First, I just downloaded Cooking for Windows. I created my cloud account, and then I migrated and transferred my membership from MasterCook to Cooking. And I should have showed, I meant to do that, but the mastercook.com subscribers, so in Cooking, we have a basic, a standard, and a premium membership plan. And we have monthly and annual subscription options. And the mastercook.com subscribers get standard annual member benefits in Cooking. The MasterCook AI subscribers get premium member benefits in Cooking. So you're going to transfer your membership over to Cooking, which I just did. And then when you're done transferring your membership, it takes you to this new webpage, which shows these instructions, how to transfer your MasterCook recipes. And the first step is to upgrade Cooking, okay, which is what we just did.
We got a question on, will my cookbooks be transferred as cookbooks?
Oh, that's a great question. That's what we're going to do next. So first is to close Cooking to get the latest version, to upgrade it, close Cooking, and then launch it again, because it's when the app launches that it checks to see if you qualify for the upgrade, right? And if you do, then it downloads it automatically. So it just says here, B is wait a few moments for the app to automatically detect your membership. Once the update is complete, you can go to help and about. I'll show you that. So if you go to help and about, it shows you now here, you can see that I have cooking version 15. Okay. And so now I know I'm upgraded to the latest version. We have this see what's new right here too, in case you're curious. You can click to see, because we post frequent updates and we make changes along the way. And you can see on the 11th, which was like 6 days ago, we made these MasterCook import enhancements right here. The day before that, is that right? Well, no, that was the 11th. So 10 days ago, we posted this update. We fixed some of the carriage returns and the line feeds, so they're retained here. And before that, the day before that, we did all these other messages. So we're constantly improving the app. You can see what changes we make by clicking see what's new. Here's the other thing I was going to show you. If you click preferences on the top right side of the toolbar, and if you click to my account, or in cooking version 13, it says cooking or cloud preferences, cooking cloud preferences. If you click there, you can see what your membership level is. So as you can see here, I have a standard annual membership. And if yours if cooking doesn't seem to be upgrading to the cooking version 15 for you, click the preferences button and click, like I say, once I say my account, it'll see cooking cloud preferences. Click there and you'll see what your current membership status is. And if it doesn't say that you have a standard annual or a premium annual membership, then you're not going to get the upgrade. But if it says, and that could be because you logged in with a wrong email address, or there could be a number of reasons. But as long as it says standard annual or premium annual here, then you're going to get the latest version of Cooking for free. And in fact, when Cooking version 16 comes out next month, you're going to get that for free the minute it's released. Okay. But as long as it says that, then Cooking will update to the latest version automatically. And this is what you'll see. You'll have this cookbook that's created, that comes with Cooking with 100, the ultimate cooking cookbook with 130 recipes. It says the total number of recipes right here. And then we auto-generate a cookbook for you with a number of chapters. And this one has no recipes because this is like my personal cookbook. This is where you can put in your own personal recipes. Cookbooks in Cooking and recipes are organized by cookbook and chapter, just like your printed cookbook. If you get a cookbook off the shelf and you open it up, what are you going to see? You're going to see a table of contents. You're going to see chapter listings. And when you go to a chapter, you're going to see recipes, right? That's how recipes are organized in Cooking. It's a little bit of a different paradigm shift than MasterCook. And I'll explain that in a minute, but that is the next step. So we upgraded to the latest version of Cooking, which was the step one here, right? To see this upgrade to Cooking. And I showed you how to do that. And then the next step is to launch the MasterCook desktop app and export your recipes in the MZ2 format to your file system. Or if you don't have the MasterCook app, like some people on Mac have been, using the mastercook.com website, you can go log into your MasterCook online account and you can export your recipes from there. But basically, what you're going to do is export your MasterCook recipes, export them, your cookbooks from MasterCook so that you can then import them into Cooking. So we're on step 2 here, launch the MasterCook desktop app and export your recipes. So let's do that next. You can click these links if you want. This will show you how to export your recipes from MasterCook if you're not sure. And so Pam has done a good job here of updating the support page, but basically this is the step we're going to follow. Maybe I will leave it here so we can see the screen. So these are the instructions on how to do that if you're not sure. But let's take that step now. So I'm going to launch the MasterCook software. Okay, I already have it launched. And so I'm home here. I'm going to click Cookbooks. And this is where you're going to want to export your recipes. So I'm going to click this cookbook, and I'm going to, is that right, Pam?
Yep. Yeah, just double click on it to open it.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to
open. And then you can use Control A to select all those recipes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Or I know there's do I have to do that? Or
you have to select all the recipes first. There's a command in the edit menu, or you can use Control plus A.
Here. Okay, so I press Control A to select all the recipes in this cookbook, right?
Yep. And then you can select Export from the File menu.
Okay, so I'm going to go File. I'm going to choose Export.
In mail, yep.
Mail, yep. And now I'm going to
Well, first you need to go to the folder tab. Yep.
folder. Okay, I'm
Yep,
going
and
to
then-
export these to a folder on my file system. And in this case, I'm going to export them to, let's see here. I'll export them to the downloads folder. And I'm going to choose the MC14 format with images. That's the MZ2 format, right? That's already selected, so I'm going to leave that there. And I'm going to choose single file. This is an important point. Pam mentioned some people were doing multiple files. You do not want to do multiple files. That'll create one file for every single recipe, and you don't want that. You want it all in a single file. And then I'm going to name this file. So what was that name of that cookbook? That was my Fun Family Recipes cookbook. So I'll call it Fun Family Recipes. Yeah, do you have a...
I think we've got a question that's coming up a couple of times in the chat. It's for people who don't have MasterCook cloud services. If they've just got their recipes local, can they still transfer them over to Cooking?
Yeah, that's for sure. You're going to want to launch the MasterCook desktop app, which is what I did right now. So you don't have to have the MasterCook subscription or access to the MasterCook.com website or anything. You can do it all locally. So you're going to launch your MasterCook software on your local machine like I just did. And you're going to select your cookbook. You're going to double click on the cookbook, and then you're going to press Control-A to select all the recipes in that cookbook. And then you're going to click File and then Export to folder or mail or whatever I said there. So, and then you're going to end up on the screen. So hopefully that helps. Good question.
Yeah, we've had that one quite a few times.
Yeah.
We've got people, can I do it locally? We've got one is, do we only have 2 weeks to do this? You know, whatever else.
Well, that's a great question too. I'm glad you asked that. So you can do this at any point in time. If you have your recipes locally, you could wait 6 months and do it then. You could do it anytime you want. If your recipes are on the mastercook.com website, those servers are going to be going down at the end of this month. So you want to get them off there for sure. But you don't have to migrate over to Cooking. You don't have to do it now. But I recommend it. It's, here's the problem. The MasterCook software is going to continue to work, but it is old. It was created when, Pam, wasn't it back in 1999 or something like that?
Yeah, it was version 5 was the first one that was rewritten for the 32-bit operating system. And it was released in 1999, and that engine hasn't changed since then. Yeah,
so the MasterCook desktop app is a 32-bit application. I actually didn't know there were those still in use. That's pretty old. Yeah, you're looking at 26-year-old software here, and at some point, here's the problem with software is Microsoft at any point in time could post an update to the operating system, to their Windows operating system that might conflict with something in the MasterCook software, and it might not load again after that. And that's the problem. We're not going to be supporting or maintaining the MasterCook software. If it fails to launch for some reason because Microsoft made a change, it's not going to get fixed. So that was
a question we got earlier as well. Couldn't you just, they mentioned Google, what was it? Google bought Waze, I think, and they still maintained the old software as a separate thing. It's not feasible for us to do so.
Yeah, even the development tools are outdated. John Templin, by the way, has been helping us. He is a former MasterCook software developer, and he's been super helpful.
I think he's in this. I think he's in our event right now too. I think he asked a question earlier.
Oh, yeah, he's participating in this. Thank you. Yeah, he's been incredibly helpful, and so he does have the source code. We can make builds, but yeah, we're not going to be dedicating. I mean, it's not necessarily a matter of capability. It's a matter of like the willingness or the dedicating resources to put towards enhancing the MasterCook software. It's not in our interest. It's because Cooking does everything MasterCook can do and better. And I know some people had questions about nutrition. I'm going to show you that in this presentation, but yeah, there's not really aware of anything that MasterCook, some things are different, right? And there will be some changes and some enhancements we'll make to Cooking, and some improvements and some things that you're going to like, that will be a little more consistent with what you're familiar with MasterCook. But yeah, for for the most part, we're not going to be enhancing or maintaining or supporting even the master. If you email in 4 months and you're like, I have a question about my MasterCook software, we're not going to help you. We're not going to be supporting that. So it's
assuming we knew how to help you.
Yeah. But it's being deprecated. And so you can keep using it. No one's stopping you. You can keep using the MasterCook, but just know that at some point in time, and who knows when that will be, it might keep working for years, but it might not. So it's unknown. Even cooking will work, and then suddenly Apple will post an update, and our Apple stopped working. I mean, we have developer accounts, so we get heads up when their releases come out. We always test the application, the apps. We have a lot of platforms to test on too. And so whenever Apple comes out with a new operating system, or iOS or Android or Windows, we have to test cooking in advance, make sure everything works. And a lot of times stuff breaks. So they're constantly these operating system companies are constantly making changes, and they're breaking stuff. And then we have to, make changes so the software still works on it. So that could happen at any point in time. Hopefully that answered your question about that. So once you've taken these steps here and you've named your file, right, then you click done, or you click
export.
Export.
Yeah, export.
Okay. Looks like Ed's hopping back on.
Okay. So you click export, and then MasterCook basically exports your cookbook or all of the recipes in your cookbook to your file system. Okay, it's right now exporting recipe 1 of 64. And now it's done. Okay, MasterCook exported 64 recipes. Okay, I'm going to say done here, but I'm going to do the other ones while I'm at it. So we have the 3 cookbooks. I've got 3 cookbooks in my library here. So again, and this doesn't hurt for everybody to see it. I'm going to double click it. I'm going to press Control A to select them all. I'm going to click File, Export, and Mail.
We got a great question on the screen when you get a sec.
Okay. Let's see. I have my level of computer understanding, then I'm done and lost. Okay, it's already now on folder. You would normally click folder. It's already on my downloads folder. This is checked. And now I'm going to...
Hey, Dan, just make sure you click on that downloads folder, because sometimes when it pops up, it doesn't select it. So I'd recommend at least clicking it just to make sure it's selected.
Good.
There you go.
So you're going to make the selection of which folder you want to export this to.
Yes.
And this is my cookbook, I think. I'll name it my cookbook. And then I'm going to click export. Okay. And now it's exporting 183 recipes. So you're exporting all of your MasterCook recipes to your file system. Then I'm going to click done, and I'm going to do one more. So I'm going to go cookbooks. I'm going to double click on US Potato Board cookbook. I'm going to press Control A to select them all. File. And if you get, like Pam said, you can actually use these shortcuts and just go Control M. If you have a lot of cookbooks, you might want to use these shortcuts. You can press Control M to export. M is for move to file system. That's what I just decided. So I'm going to select downloads, and then I'm going to make sure this is selected. Bada bing, bada boom.
While you're doing this, Dan, I just want to mention, you know, it is kind of time consuming for these customers to open up each cookbook and export all the recipes. John Templin's working on a new app that will export from several cookbooks at once. So if you're like me and you have, literally thousands of cookbooks, you don't have to do this 1,000 times.
Oh man, I'm so glad you brought that up, Pam. Yeah, John is amazing, by the way. I've only got to know him since we began this transition, and he's fantastic. And there are some people who have hundreds of cookbooks. Is that true, Pam?
Yeah, I have like 5,000.
Oh my gosh.
I've been swapping cookbooks with other users since the 1990s. I literally have more than 5,000 cookbooks. Yeah. And so I told John, there's no way this would work. And he's like, oh, hey, I think I can create a handy app for that. And I'm like, oh, that'd be great.
That's awesome.
Hey, Dan.
What's that, Ed? Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, this is Ed. I forgot to mention John Templin. John Templin has been an outstanding partner with MasterCook. He's really helped us out with the Windows product. And I've known John for about 7 years now, and he's worked for us on and off. And he's just an outstanding individual to be involved in MasterCook. And I'm glad to hear that you've used him in the past too. So a big shout out to John for all the help he's done with the MasterCook community. Thank you, John.
Yeah, John's fantastic. I'm hoping we can get him on the cooking team. He is top notch. I've worked with a lot of engineers. I have my degree in computer science. Like I said, I'm intimately involved in the software development side of cooking. And my experience with John has been fantastic so far. So yeah, he created this app. He's going to offer that for sale for like $10. I think it's going to be it's going to be the best $10 you ever spent, especially if you have a lot of cookbooks. It's going to save you time. And I haven't played with it yet. Oh, there's John. Did you add a comment? Oh, thanks, Ed. He said, okay. So anyways, but I know Pam was playing with this tool that he created, and it's working like phenomenally well. He wasn't sure if he was going to have it ready in time for us to announce in this live event, but I know that he did finish it, I believe. He's still running it through the ringer, testing it with all kinds of different scenarios and different cookbooks and configurations and so forth. From what I've seen, it's working perfectly. So I think
I ran a bunch. I ran 100 of cookbooks through it, and it's worked very well.
Right.
Because he passed along to me so I could try it out and help him a little bit test it. And yeah, it's great.
Pam has the recipe history of all mankind. That's hilarious. So yeah, John's tool, he said it'll be available in the Windows App Store, I think, this Friday. So it's not there yet.
Microsoft Store.
What's that?
The Microsoft Store.
No, sorry. Yeah, the Microsoft App Store. Yep. And it's going to be there. I think he's hoping for this Friday. So if you have hundreds of cookbooks and you don't want to do them one by one, I mean, I just did 3 and it wasn't too bad. But if you have a lot of them, you may want to look for that tool that John's creating. John, if you could give us if you have he said, okay, John just said the app has been sent to the Microsoft for certification. It should be in the Microsoft Store, hopefully this week. So yeah, it's just now we're just waiting for Microsoft to approve that. So for $10, you can download that app, and then you can export all your cookbooks in one fell swoop. So you can do it manually, one by one, like I just did. So I'm going to finish this here. So I just named my cookbook. I'm going to click export. Now it's doing 199 recipes. It's exporting. And I'm going to click OK here. And then I'm going to click done. So now at this point, I can actually, I'm just going to for now minimize this. And I'm going to go back to these steps. So step 2, we were on, said launch the MasterCook desktop app and export your recipes in the MZ2 format, right? We just did that. Or you can export them from the website, from an online account, right? It's preferable to do it from the app if you have the choice between the two. Do it from the desktop app. It's better and quicker, I believe, too. Step 3 then is launch the Cooking desktop app and click File, Import, MasterCook, and select the files that we just exported in step 1, okay? Actually, that was in step 2. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to go launch Cooking. It's already launched and running. And I'm going to click File, Import, and I'm going to go down here. We can import from a lot of different formats, but I'm going to choose MasterCook, okay? And I'm going to go to my Downloads folder, and that's where I saved all these cookbooks. Now, here's one of the cool things in Cooking. You can actually click the first one and then hold down the Shift key and click the last one to select multiple files at once. And that's the nice thing. When you're importing these recipes into Cooking, you can import all of the files in one fell swoop, right? So export them one by one, export them using John's tool if you have a lot of them. But when you import them into Cooking, Shift-click to import them all. And then once you selected them, just click Open. And now Cooking is going to import each of these cookbooks one by one. So it's going to convert them to the DVO format, and it's going to migrate them over. While we're waiting for it to do this, I'm going to explain one thing. In MasterCook, recipes are organized in cookbooks and categories, right? So a recipe in MasterCook could live in a cookbook, not even in a category. This is my understanding. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Pam. But it could also, a recipe can be assigned to one category or multiple categories, okay? Now, Cooking doesn't Cooking, like I said, recipes are organized in cookbooks and chapters. So you can't have one recipe that's going to live in multiple chapters. So chapters are not the same as categories. Cooking does have categories, but it's organized a little differently. So I'm going to show you how that works. So what Cooking does is when you import MasterCook file, it's going to create a cookbook in Cooking in what we call the Cooking bookshelf. In the top left corner, you can see here where it says Cooking bookshelf. And inside there is your cookbook library, and that's where you're going to find your recipes. So you can see they're actually populating right now. So the name, okay, says the recipes and menus have been imported successfully. And so you can see here that the name of the cookbook is named based on whatever the file name was. So I named each of these files. I gave them these names: My Cookbook, Fun Family Recipes, and U.S. Potato Board Cookbook. So that's what the cookbook name is in Cooking. And when I click on one of these, like My Cookbook, then I see one category there. Let's see if there's more. Oh, each of these has one category. So these recipes weren't organized. They weren't organized into categories, apparently. Pam, is that correct?
I'm not sure. You should have saw categories when you imported them. I'm not sure if they go to the MasterCook screen real quick.
Oh, okay. Hold on here.
I want to look at something real quick.
Okay.
Along the left, it says filter recipes by.
Yeah.
And then underneath that says sort recipes by. Underneath that categories button, click sort recipes by category.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so somehow when you imported these recipes into MasterCook,
Yeah.
it lost the categories along the way.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
if you had imported the MZ2 files I sent to you, they would import with their categories. When you import recipes into MasterCook, if you go to the file menu in MasterCook,
Okay.
and select import.
Okay.
Someone had this problem, so I want to show it to you.
Okay, good.
Someone had this problem.
I had this problem, Pam. It was me.
There was another user.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now at the bottom, there's a little checkbox. Do you see it? Include categories.
Oh.
If you do not have a check mark in that box, then when you import, you're not going to get your categories.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Oh, that's
I saw someone either mention that I saw it in like this feed, I think, along the right. They're like, how come I didn't import my categories? It's because you need to, when you import a file into MasterCook, make sure that there's a check mark in that box.
Okay.
I'm not sure why the default is off, but I suspect because, over the years, people have shared recipes with each other, and not everybody likes to have categories from someone else. So I think the default was off. That's why.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joyce says that was me.
Oh, okay. So that's what happened. It's because of MasterCook did it when you imported the file. So Dan, I sent you some MZ2 files, and those files have the recipes categorized, but because of the setting was turned off, when you imported those files into MasterCook, it left the categories. It ignored the categories. It didn't
I see. Gotcha.
So that's what happened. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So yeah, I didn't realize that. So Pam sent me some of these files, and I imported them, but I didn't click that checkbox there. So that's why these recipes that were imported into Cooking were not imported in any categories. So
what you could do, Dan, is import one of those cookbooks I sent to you.
Yeah.
Just import one of those into Cooking, and then you can show them.
Okay, I'm just trying to find them. I can't remember where I put them. Hold on one second here. Let me see if I can find them. Oh, I know. Stand by here. Hold on one second. I think it's worthwhile to do so people could see here.
Yeah, because because people will wonder why their categories didn't come across, and if they like imported the MZ2 files from like their online account, this is what's going to happen to them unless they added a check mark to that box. It's not going to import.
Oh, so when you're exporting from the website, you might.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, if you go to the website, you can click on a download link next to one of your online cookbooks, and it actually downloads it as an MZ2 file already. So you can import that just directly into Cooking. But let's say you want to import it into MasterCook first, so that you can, combine some recipes and organize your cookbook. That way, you just need to make sure that check mark is in that import box before you import your recipes.
Okay, so here's the import. So I'll do this kit approved one.
Yeah.
Okay, so stand by here. I'm going to download this. And
yep, there it is.
Okay.
And then import that one into Cooking, and then you'll see.
Okay, so first I'm going to import it into MasterCook, you said, right? First.
No, well, yeah, you can do that. Yep. Make sure that
Oh,
box is changed. But it's an MZ2 file, so you can just import that right into Cooking.
oh, okay. So
What I did was MasterCook.com has some free cookbooks. And so I downloaded a few of those free cookbooks and sent them to Dan. So that's what those MZ2 files are that I sent to him.
Okay, so I'm going to go File, Import, and then I'm going to choose MasterCook. And I'm going to go to my Downloads folder. And this is the one I just got from Pam that she exported correctly. And when I import this one, the recipes were categorized. So we should see categories here. Here it goes. Look at that. One by one, it's doing all these recipes. Like, what is it, 199 recipes, something like that. Boom, 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 boom. You can see them all going in.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Now, success. Okay, so here are the kit-approved recipes. And when I expand this cookbook, here's
there you go.
All the different chapters. So, yeah, whatever. If your recipe in MasterCook was organized into a category, right, then that recipe is going to appear in Cooking in a chapter with the same name as the category. Okay.
So this kit approved cookbook has all the recipes, and each recipe is assigned to only one category. And so that's why they import this way into Cooking. So they import real nicely because each one of these recipes is assigned to a single category.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan, can you kind of tell customers what to expect if they like import some recipes that are assigned to multiple categories?
Yeah. So because in MasterCook, like Pam said, you can assign a recipe to more than one category. And if you do that, the recipe will appear in Cooking in a chapter with the name of the first category it was assigned to, and the other categories that the recipe may have been assigned to will appear in this categories section in Cooking. So you can look here and see that there's categories with these recipes in them. And so in Cooking, we have a category system. And the unique thing about it is the categories are not limited to a cookbook. So if you have a desserts category, you may find recipes from some recipes from many of your different cookbooks. And so it's kind of like, if you think of it, it's like a cookbook that you might pull off the shelf, right? You're going to have a table of contents in the beginning with chapters, and a particular recipe is going to appear in one chapter only. It's not going to appear in more than one, right? But if you turn to the back of the book and you have an index, you might have a section called desserts in the index, and it might say, go to page 57 to see this banana nut bread recipe, right? And you might have another section called holiday favorites in your index, and it might say, go to page 57 to see this banana nut bread recipe, right? And so the categories in Cooking work the same way. You can have a recipe. And in fact, let me open one of them. I'll show you.
This is kind of nice because in MasterCook, if you had like hundreds of cookbooks and you wanted to see all the bread recipes across all the cookbooks, you have to perform an expanded search in the MasterCook Windows program to search for that category across all your cookbooks. Where it's nice within Cooking, you just select it because it's a global category across all your cookbooks, and you can see all those recipes. Yeah,
so the recipes in Cooking appear like this. This is what we call the View tab, where it's kind of decorative. It's sexy looking. You can change the themes. This is the notebook or notepad theme. This tab right here is the Edit Recipe tab. And this is where if you want to make changes to this recipe, you can go and edit it. These sections are collapsible. You can watch the videos to see how this works. If you just want to see the directions, you want more screen real estate, you can expand and collapse these sections. But this tab here says categorize recipes. And if you tap or click on that, it'll show you which categories this recipe is listed in. And this fat-free honey berry milkshake might appear in beverage, but it might also appear in desserts. You can say, no, this is also a dessert recipe. So you can assign a recipe to multiple categories in Cooking, and then it will appear in multiple places. And and then there's a save button down here. Let's see here. The screen resolution I have set really high so that it's easy to see the whole screen here, but oh, there it is. Save. So I'm not used to this screen being so big and janky like this, especially with my 3 monitors. The 82-inch one has lots of screen real estate. So now this one recipe is lives in 2 different categories. So if I go down to my desserts category, then I'll see this one. What was it? Berry something. Oh, I forgot what it was. You can click back here and go back. It's just like your web browser. There's a back and forward button. Fat-free honeyberry milkshake. So okay, if I go back to my category, fat-free honeyberry milkshake. And that was also in a different category too. I put it in beverages. So if I go to the beverages category, and by the way, this brings you up to another point. See, it's kind of hard to find these because they're not alphabetized. In cooking, if you click on the category name here, and then click to the edit tab, there's an alphabetized button right here you can click. This will sort all the items in here alphabetically. And so now you can see if I want to find the beverage category, it's easy to find because it's alphabetized. And you can do that with the rest. What's that?
You can do the same thing with cookbook too, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Sometimes you want the chapters in a particular order, but not alphabetically. But other times you might want it alphabetical.
Exactly. Sometimes you'll have a chapter called preface, which you don't want it to be alphabetized, right? You want it to be at the very front of the book, you know? So in cooking, you can choose how you want your recipes organized and your cookbooks and everything. So you can alphabetize them, and you can, let me see something here real quick. Hold on. Is this off the screen? Oh, it is. No wonder I couldn't see it. It's a screen problem again. The bottom of the screen is like off the view here. Let me just try this again. Stand by so we can see the bottom here. There we go. I was going to say, what the heck? Where is that button? Okay, so yeah, at the bottom of this view here, you can see there's this alphabetize, sort alphabetically. So if I want to organize my cookbooks alphabetically, I can just click that. And now they're all alphabetized. And if you want to organize the chapters in a cookbook, you can do that too. There's an alphabetize button here, but you may not want to. You may want to. And if you do alphabetize them, you can change them later. Just drag them and drop them. You can move recipes from one cookbook to another, or from one chapter to another. Like, let's say you did this and you're like, wait, oh no, all my things are all in one chapter, right? You can just go up here and say, click the new chapter button and say, I want to create a new chapter called side dishes. Let's just say, and you can click save. And now in your US Potato Board cookbook, you've got a new chapter called side dishes. And let's say I want to move some of these recipes over. You can click on them. You can click on one, and again, you can shift click to select multiple recipes, and then you can just drag them and drop them. So I'm going to move these ones over to side dishes. And bada bing, now cooking just moved them over.
Yeah,
so
someone just asked if you can move recipes from one cookbook to another.
Yeah, you can. You can drag them and drop them. You can shift click, and then you can just
Can you combine cookbooks and cooking?
Yeah, you can choose copy, you can duplicate recipes, you can do all kinds of things, export them. So anyways, but yeah, if you wanted to combine cookbooks, I mean, you would probably select this one and then select, I wonder if can you go Control A? Oh no, that's on there. So in this case, you would shift click here. So you just click on the first one, scroll down to the bottom, shift click here. Oh man, I can't hold the shift key down. Like I say, this is like not my normal computer that I use, and I'm like a little bit of a handicap here trying to do this, but let's see here. Okay, so you shift click, you can selected almost all of them here, and then you can drag them and drop them on a different cookbook or a different chapter and so forth to move them if you wanted to. Okay.
Does it move them or does it copy them?
If you drag and drop, it moves them.
Okay.
But if you right click and choose copy, right, then you can right click on something else and you can choose paste. Like,
oh, that's really handy, because in MasterCook you can't move anything. You always have to copy and paste. Then you have to go back and remember what you copied and pasted and delete it. So it's nice that there is a way to move recipes.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
great.
So I could drag and I could right click and choose paste.
Chuck says, OMG, I was dragging and dropping from the wrong window. I get it now. You can ignore my support call. Thanks.
All right.
Got you, Chuck.
Yeah, so you can, I'm trying to do this here. Like I said, I'm like using this little, instead of using my mouse, I'm using this little touchpad thing, but you can right click and you can choose copy. And then you can go up to where you want them to go and you can right click and choose paste. And Cooking will copy them and paste them. If you want to move them instead, you can do the same thing, but this time, oh my gosh, I can't like do this. Okay, you can just select them all and then you can drag them and drop them. And in that case, it moves them. See, they're gone from here. And when I go to salads, then you'll see them there. So that's how you can kind of move recipes around once you get them in there. You can recategorize them if you want to. You can create new cookbooks and chapters and, you know, rearrange them. But moving them around and cooking is really easy. And, you know, and that's the key really at this point is people want to get their recipes from MasterCook, get them into cooking, you know. And now I'm going to show you a couple more things in cooking. If anybody has any more questions about that, they can, by the way, this is kind of fun. When cooking, you can, you've got these tabs here. This is a really modern user interface, by the way. And you can open up a recipe. This is fun, I think. I'll just show you. So you can open up a recipe here. Let's say you're making this Alaskan seafood pizza, but you want to have a condiment to go with it. And so what you can do is you can right click on, let's see here. Well, let's just say you want these apple cinnamon bars. You can right click here and you could say, open a new tab. And so now I've got two recipes open here, right? This Alaskan seafood pizza and this apple cinnamon bars. You can also click this button on the toolbar here that says new tab to open up a new tab. Maybe I'll open up a dessert apple popcorn brittle. So now I've got three recipes open. I'm going to go to the view tab on each of them. Oh, by the way, I'll show you this real quick. I'm like ADD right here. You can change the appearance or the theme. If you click options and then change theme, you can choose a plain theme like this, for example, and then it changes the way that your recipes appear in cooking. There's several to choose from. And there's a paper, for example. It looks like more like a paper. And so I'll choose a couple different themes here. Let me, just for fun, it'll make it really neat. So what's another one? Side by side. That's kind of a fun one.
Dan, someone had asked earlier in the chat.
Yeah,
if there's a way to create your own themes, or if you can edit these themes.
There is. It's not official, but here I'll show you. Actually, this will be fun. If you go to File, Themes, you can actually export a theme through your file system, and then you can actually, if you're savvy enough, if you know a little bit of HTML, you can tweak that, and then once you're done tweaking it, you can go File Import File Capture. And then select that folder. You would rename the folder name, and then you would go File Capture, and it'll import and capture that theme, and you'll have your own custom one. So you can play with that, but we haven't really documented that. So you'll have to just do a little bit of trial and error, and it's not simple. You got to know a little bit of HTML.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Totally doable.
But just, the people.
The capability is there. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Someone asked about exporting to Word.
Yeah, you can export a Word. So I'll give you an example. Well, here, let me finish this thought, and then I'll show you that. That's a great question. So, okay, I got three recipes open here right now, right? And each of them has a different theme. So if you wanted, let's say you were cooking dinner, if you had a really big display, you can click on the tab and drag it and drop it. And you can see two recipes on the screen at the same time. You can actually minimize these little views on the left here. And now you got more screen real estate. And you can even take this apple bar if you wanted to see, and you could drag this over, and you could drag it over and drop it. And now you got three recipes that are in view simultaneously, and you can scroll each one independently. So you're like, yeah, show me the ingredients here, and show me for the Alaskan pizza, show me these ingredients here. And so you can scroll down. So anyways, yeah, it's a really powerful user interface. And then you can just drag them back if you want to restore it the way that it was. Just click on the tab and drag it and drop it. click on this tab, drag it and drop it. In fact, and then you can restore. If you hover over here, it says restore that view, restore this view, and there you go. Now I'll show you one thing real quick here. There is a, let's see here. There we go. So if I go to here, if you go to dvo.com and you hover over the cook and pull down menu here, there's a demo videos link. And if you click that, you can watch these demo videos. And a lot of the answers that you have can be answered here. You'll be able to, you're going to learn a lot from here. So if we don't cover something in this presentation, go here and watch these videos. The other thing you can do is go to the support page. Just go up to dvo.com and go click where it says support. And these are answers to commonly asked questions, frequently asked questions, right? And if you need to reach support, you can click here, contact support. By the way, we have a really fun culture we've created. And I'll tell you what happened, Pam. You're going to appreciate this. At one point in time, I had to do tech support. We were in between tech support agents. This was like 10 or 12 years ago. And my wife was helping me too. And we were surprised at how angry some people were. And we realized that they felt like if they were angry, that their answer would be, their email would be answered quicker, you know, and somehow people got it in their mind. So if you see here, it says, please describe your problem or ask a question. Remember to be nice because we love nice customers. And mean people get answered last and some don't get answered at all. So we added that. And then you know what happened? It became a niceness contest. And it was a whole change in the dynamic. Because I was like, I can't feel good about hiring someone and having them do this job if they're going to be browbeat and berated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah.
And so we made this change. And we have an awesome culture. And over the years, it's really been kind of contagious. And so anyways, you can email your question to support. Just fill out this form and remember, be nice. In fact, we do. We answer the nicest ones first. And so anyways, but yeah, there's a number of things, resources here. Like I say, the demo videos, there's this support link with frequently asked questions. And then we've obviously got people. And if we can't help you, we'll even do remote connect sessions. We'll connect to your computer. We do not offer telephone support. Don't email us and say, can you just call me? We don't do it. But we will connect to your computer. We'll do a remote connect session. We'll connect to your computer. We'll help you. Okay. So now let's go back to, the question that you had, Pam. Someone asked about, what was it? Something about
Word.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to close these. So let's say that I've got, which one was the good one with all the chapters?
The kid approved one of both.
Oh, yeah, the kid approved one. I reorganized, I sorted them. So now, by the way, there's this collapse button. Do you see this collapse button here in this little navigation bar? Sometimes I'll click that. It collapses everything because otherwise it gets a little hard to navigate. Then I can start it and I'll go boom. We have this smart folders feature, by the way. Shows recently viewed recipes, most viewed, highest rated recipes, and so forth. There's another one recently added. I haven't added any, so it doesn't show up yet. But anyway, so there's this. You can
Kid approved. The kid approved.
Kid approved. Okay, so you can right click here, and you can say export, and you can say export to a cookbook file or a text file, or a PDF or to Word. So yes, that's how you would do it. You would just click export to Word. It's going to say, what do you want to name this doc or this Word file? And then bada bing, you're all set. Another thing you can do is right click on here, by the way, and choose print. It says, do you want Cooking to print these recipes in a cookbook format? And what that means is Cooking will actually make a title page and a table of contents and an index and everything, just like with page numbers and everything, like a professionally bound cookbook. And so I said,
and Dan, does it get its format from the theme that cookbook uses?
It does, yeah. You can, those themes I showed you can assign one theme to every recipe in your cookbook. You could, a lot of times people will choose a chapter like desserts. They'll assign one theme to that chapter, and then they'll choose main dishes, and they'll choose a different theme, and they'll assign that theme to the main dishes chapter only. And so, yes, you can print your recipes themed. One thing I will mention is the HTML theme that you view, when you print, you can choose to print in that format. and it'll print exactly like it appears in Cookin. But when you do the cookbook printing format, the theme changes slightly because we can't print like HTML to a cookbook, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so as you can see here, now we haven't added a photo. Normally you would add a photo to the cover of your book, but you can click right here to go to the next page. Page 2 is blank because it always is in a cookbook. That's the back cover. Then this is the table of contents right here, and you can see all the different chapters. And then as I continue to click next page, next page, next page, then you can see the recipes, and you can choose a different theme. This is that notepad theme, but you can choose anything you want. You can totally customize. If you click the settings button here, you can say include the recipe names in the table of contents when you generate it. You can print with the theme attributes, or you can just print simple text. You can decide whether you want the print images or not, or whether you want the ingredients in 2-column. You can totally customize how you want this to look. You can change the font and so forth. So Cookin's going to do all that for you. And so you have some customization features. It's going to make an index in the back of the book as well. I'll show you that in just one second here. There's zoom buttons here. If it's hard to see, you can zoom in or zoom out.
So Dan, if you click on that settings button and you don't see the print screen, you told me the other day it's because it could be behind the program, and I found that to be true. So if you guys click on that settings button and you don't see it come up, just minimize Cookin and it'll probably be behind it.
Yeah, it's like here, I'll show you. You can zoom out so you can see the whole page here. But yeah, it's not the settings dialog. That one always comes up because that's
it's not that one. Okay.
Yeah, it's when you click print over here on the right. When you click print,
okay.
Sometimes nothing will seem to happen. And people are like, wait, I'm clicking print, but it won't print. Like, what's going on here, right? Well, it's just a bug in Windows, really. It's the print dialog is appearing because we hand off the print job to Windows. We say print this, right? That's what Cookin does. Print this. And then now we have no control. It goes to Windows, and sometimes that print dialog appears, not all the time, but sometimes it appears behind Cookin, and then it seems like nothing is happening. If you minimize Cookin, you'll see it there. Or if you just click print a second time, then it'll usually show up. But here's the index in the back of the book. As I was saying, I'll zoom in a little so you can see this, but this is where it's going to organize things alphabetically for you, just like in a real actual cookbook. So it makes it a professional looking cookbook. And then here's what's cool. When you click print here, you can save this to a PDF, by the way. You can attach it to an email, send it to your local copy shop, and they can print it for you, and you can have them bind it. Or as Cookin says here, do you want to print your cookbook on your printer, or would you like us to print a professionally bound cookbook and ship it to you? And you can choose professionally bound. And then, it's saying, hey, you don't have a photo for the cover. Do you want to add that now? I'm going to say no, but you would normally say yes. And you can see that you can actually do this, and we will print the cookbook and we'll deliver it to your front door, professionally bound with a hard or a soft cover.
They look gorgeous.
They're amazing.
They're so cool.
Full color, really high quality paper stock. And
Peggy here asked if we could create them for Amazon KDP publishing. That's publishing your cookbooks on Amazon, and I'm guessing selling them.
Yeah, I mean, you can export to a PDF, and if you can do that, you can publish them on Amazon if you want to.
Yeah, that file format is so good looking. It's so crisp. It's so nice for something like KDP, Kindle Direct Publish. It would be a phenomenal tool.
It is amazing.
A better one for recipes.
And if Cookin doesn't customize it exactly the way you want to submit to Amazon, you could export to Word. And then from Word, you can customize it, any way you want. So definitely use Cookin for that. So Cookin, what it does is it prepares all your pages. It's prepare them all now for print. And so you can send them to your local printer. And so what you can do here is this dialog comes up to you. You can see how much it costs before you even before you put your credit card number in or anything. Because a lot of people are like, how much will it cost? And it's like, well, it depends on how many recipes are in your cookbook. It depends on how many pages you're going to print. It depends on if you choose a soft cover or a hard cover, right? So you can totally customize this, and your price will change. See, it went from $84 to $68 and so forth. And it depends on how many copies. So for one book, it's $68, right? But if I do two, not 20. If I do two, it's only $51. If I do three, this is a little wonky. If I do three, it's $45. So the more you do, the less expensive it is per book. So if you want to give the Christmas gift to family and friends that they're going to love, just go here, put 10 copies in. It's $37 per book. And for this is, I forget how many pages. Let's see if it shows. This is a 148-page cookbook for $37. You can't even take it to your local copy shop and print this for that price. So it's really an amazing price.
So who's putting this together for you? The printed cookbook?
Well, we have a Hudson Printing it's a local company, and we worked out an interface where the cookbook orders can be submitted to them, and they have an automated process to receive them and print them and ship them, and they're fantastic.
They do such a good job. I've actually looked into printing a fair amount, like right on the side of this, and Hudson's got better rates in general for books than most publishers I've seen, and we've got even better rates with them. So you can go.
Oh, that's nice.
Book, but like it's going to be better and cheaper through Cooking. It's going to be better quality and cheaper than most anywhere else you could get it. We got like a sweetheart deal with them.
Now we're starting to go long here, so there's two more things that I have to show you. We cannot miss this, and you're not going to want to miss this. If you're tuned in, you do not want to tune out just yet. Okay, so first one is this. Okay, you're going to want to. This is for new users. I'm going through the process that I would go through if I were you. Okay, we installed Cooking. We created a cloud account. We migrated the membership from MasterCook over to Cooking, right? And then we exported the recipes from MasterCook and imported them into Cooking. That's where we're at, right, in the process. We got a little sidetrack, moving recipes, copying recipes, printing cookbooks, so forth, right? Changing themes. There is so much to do in Cooking that is so fun. We haven't even touched, we haven't even scratched the surface. There's my friends here. You could invite people to become your Cooking friends, and then you can share recipes. There's an importing feature here, Snippet. You can import scanned recipes, and you can import recipes from your clipboard or from a web page. There's so much you can do, and there's no way we're going to be able to cover everything Cooking can do. Okay, but there's something very important I need to show you. You're going to want to, for a new user, you want to click Preferences here on the toolbar. Okay, and on the Cooking Preferences tab, which is the first one at the top here, you're going to want to click this link here where it says Capture Plugin Info. Okay. And this is going to take you to this webpage. It's going to tell you how to install the Cooking Capture plugin. You have to do this. You're going to want to do this. You're going to love doing this. Okay. So I'm using Google Chrome for my web browser. So I'm going to follow the instructions here. I'm just going to click this link to go to the Chrome Web Store. Oh, man, I already have it installed. I'm going to remove it. So I guess so
you can reinstall.
Yeah. And I'm going to add it again. Okay. So I'm going to click Add to Chrome. Okay. Add extension. And now it's going to install this extension up here. Cooking Recipe Capture plugin has been added to Chrome. Excellent. Now it disappeared. Did you see that? And this is why it's important for you to see this. What you're going to do is click this little, like every browser has this, whether it's Microsoft, Firefox, it doesn't matter. It's going to have this little extensions icon. You're going to click that, and then you're going to click the little pin icon here, right, to pin it to your toolbar. And now once you do that, then you're going to see the Cooking Recipe Capture plugin appear here, the little strawberry. That's our logo. So the first time you use it, you're going to click it, and you're going to click Log In. And I'm going to put in my account that I just created, which is Daniel V. Oaks plus 582 or 1. I think it was 581 at gmail.com. Okay. And my password 123. You saw me create my cloud account in the beginning, right? And I'm going to click Login. And now it says success. Okay. No. Okay. So success. You are now signed into the Cooking Capture plugin. Please close this tab. So I'm going to close it. Now when I'm in Cooking, okay, and I'm on the home page here. By the way, you're going to see recently made recipes. These are recipes that Cooking users have made, and they post them. And I'll show you how to do it. Let's say I make this barbecue chicken pasta recipe, and I love it, right? Up here, you see this little whisk icon? That's the I made this icon. And if you make a recipe, you can click that, and then you can add a comment. You can shoot a photo of the recipe and add it, and then you can post it. And when you do that, your recipes that you made will appear here for everyone to see on this recently made capture, or recently made ticker, we call it. And you can sort these by, you can see only the ones that your friends made if you want. You can sort these by what's trending or what's most liked. So this is a really cool way to see it. There's recipes that have been captured just now. By the way, MasterCook users are going absolutely nuts with this. I've never seen it move this fast before.
Holy crap, that's
Yeah.
the capture trigger?
Yeah. Every time someone captures the internet recipe, it shows up here. And we had like 17,000 captures in one day a few days ago because MasterCook users are just loving
You
this
guys
feature.
are insane.
I mean,
Welcome to cooking.
look at the names. You can see each of the names is different here. So anyways.
We're so happy to have you guys. This is awesome.
Oh, I know. It's like, it's awesome. The AI recommended recipes. So Cooking learns your taste preferences and then it'll recommend recipes that are uncannily perfect for you. And the way it learns your taste preferences is by the recipes you capture, which is what I'm trying to show you right now. So here is the live recipe feed. Also shows you the most captured recipe in the last 24 hours, the most captured recipe in the last 7 days, and so forth. So, and I'm going to just pick one here. I was going to choose this one, but I think I might vomit. Grandma's raspberry bars. I don't think so. We want something yummier than that if we're going to do a test here, right? Here's a good one. Thanksgiving isn't complete without pumpkin pie. Okay, so let's click on that one. Let's say this is a Betty Crocker recipe. You can see because there's a little logo in the top left corner. Okay, now this opens this recipe in my web browser. Okay, and sometimes when you open these, you got to scroll down like forever just to find the recipe. 8-page blog, right? Or there's all these pop-ups and things, right? But with Cooking, what you do is you go up here to your little Cooking capture recipe plugin, and you just click it, and then you say capture to desktop. Okay, and it says successfully captured to desktop. High class, nice. And then once you click that, you can go back to Cooking, and you'll see, oh, in that case, that recipe wasn't formatted properly, of course. 99% of the recipes work, but this one wasn't. In this case, it opened up what we call the snippet tool, and you can actually import this recipe a little bit manually by selecting the name and clicking name. And you can see the name gets added here. And then you would select the ingredients, and you would click ingredients. And then you would click the directions, and you would select the directions and click directions. But in this case, I'm going to pick a different recipe. I didn't look carefully. Let's look at, is there a recipe? Sometimes Betty Crocker will say, here's some tips on making the recipe, but there's actually not even a recipe on this webpage. And that's in fact what happened here. That's why it didn't work. So if there's no recipe on the webpage, Cooking's not going to be able to capture it, right? And that's what happened in this case. I didn't look carefully because I couldn't see it with all the clutter on this page. Where is the recipe? Here's one though. Pumpkin pie, well, gluten-free? No. Let's do this impossibly easy mini pumpkin pies.
Yeah.
Okay, now this webpage has a recipe on it. Okay, here it is.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, here we can see the ingredients, everything. Okay, now here comes the pop-ups and everything, right? So what you do is you click your Cooking Capture plugin and you say capture to desktop. Successfully captured it. Bonzer. Nice. And so when you go back to Cooking, now it imported that recipe into Cooking automatically. There it is, bada bing.
And it puts it into your own personal cookbook. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, you can choose where you want it to save to. So you're going to, right here on the edit screen, you can choose which cookbook. And in this case, it's got Dan's recipes there. And it's saying which chapter. And I want it in breakfasts, right? This is a dessert. So I'm going to choose a dessert chapter. And now you can click the save button down at the bottom, and I'll save that recipe for you. Hey, do you want to
can you change where it automatically puts a recipe that you've captured from the internet?
Well, yeah, it'll memorize your last saved recipe. So the next time
got it.
Yeah. In fact, I'll show you right now. Let's do one more example. So let's just say I don't find the recipe in Cooking. Let's just say I happen to be browsing the web, or someone sent me a link in Gmail, right? Now I'm looking for a chicken, let's just say chicken pot pie recipe. And I find one. And I'm like, hey, this looks good. Let's find another one. Sally's double crust chicken pot pie. Hey, now we're talking.
Catherine Fritz says, "MasterCook refugees rock" in all caps.
Okay, so I'm like, where is the recipe here? I can't even find it, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to click the Cooking Capture plugin, and I'm going to click Capture to Desktop. Successfully captured desktop, certified. Okay, now I'm going to go back to Cooking, and there it is. So you can browse recipes on the internet. And when you find one, you can, and this is what I was going to show you, Pam, to answer your question. So it's populated already with my cookbook, but it's using desserts because that's where it saved the last recipe too, right? But in this
Okay,
case,
yes.
I might say main dishes instead, right? And then I can save this recipe, and I can adjust the serving sizes. I can tweak the recipe to make it my own. All the things you can do once you get the recipe into your own personal cookbook and cooking. So there's so much you can do. So I wanted to show you that capture plugin. That's how that works. And you're going to definitely want to take that step. I kind of wish I had shown that early in the presentation in case people had to tune out. Hopefully people will go back and watch this and then they'll see that, because that's crucial. And you're going to want that capture plugin. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to show you, and then we'll go to some more questions if you have any, and then we'll wrap it up. There's so many things. Like I said, it's impossible for me to show you everything. But what you're also going to want to do, in addition to the capture plugin, is you're going to want to install Cooking on your mobile apps. Okay, so the sequence is install Cooking, create a Cooking Cloud account, migrate your membership over from MasterCook to Cooking, or sign up for a membership, and then export your recipes from MasterCook and import them into Cooking, right? And then the next thing you're going to do is install that capture plugin, and then the very next thing you're going to want to do is install the Cooking mobile apps on your phone, on your iPad. You can have, like, I've got Cooking on my laptop. I also have it on my desktop computer here. You can install it on your Alexa device. So there's all kinds of apps, and you're going to want all of them. Okay, and you're going to have access to all your recipes. You're in the grocery store shopping, and you're like, oh, I wanted to make that, and I can't remember what's in it. You're going to be at Thanksgiving dinner, and so you can just look it up on your phone, right? You're going to be at Thanksgiving dinner, and someone's going to say to you, this is amazing. I want this recipe. You're going to be like, no problem, bada bing, bada boom. And you're going to just look it up on your phone, and you're going to text it to them. You can even put the phones together. I forget what they call that, and it'll actually you can actually share recipes from one cooking app to the next. So what you're going to do, okay, to do this, and I don't have a way to do a really good screen share here, but you're going to go to the App Store icon, which is right here. Okay, you're going to go to the App Store on your phone, or the Play Store if you have an Android device. And at the very bottom, you're going to search for Cooking, COOKN. You don't even have to put in the apostrophe. Okay, and when it's going to have a paid ad at the top, but then you're going to see a window that looks like this. Whoopsie, sorry. And you're going to see this Cooking Strawberry logo, and you're going to see a button to let you download the app. So right now I tapped it, and as you can see here, Cooking is like downloading the app. Why don't you make me full screen for a minute, Danny? So they can see this easier, because I'm just a little tiny.
So Dan, this is after they've synced their PC to the cloud account, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to install Cooking. You're going to create a cloud account, right? And once you've done that, at that point in time, once you have that cloud account, then you at any point you can install. I mean, you're going to want to migrate. Follow the steps. Migrate your membership over from MasterCook to Cooking and so forth. And then but at some point you're definitely going to want to install the app. So it's done installing now. And you can see here, so I'm going to tap open, okay? And when I do that, Cooking will then launch. This is the Cooking app for your mobile device. And the first thing it asks you is, do you want to log into an existing cloud account or create a new one? And I'm going to say use existing account, because I already created the cloud account, right? So I'm going to log in using those credentials that I already showed you, that I used. Let's see. Sorry. Oops.
Yeah, someone said don't forget to sync. So Dan, when they import their recipes into the PC app, the program automatically syncs after 10 minutes, right? But you can sync before that if you want. And that pushes your content to the cloud, right?
That's right. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. And I was going to explain that. Let me finish logging in here 1 second. I just want to make sure I'm logged into the right account. I did 581. Sometimes I get my numbers confused. Okay. All right. 581. My password is 123. And I tap login. And now Cooking says logging in. And you're going to see a screen like this. And it's going to download all the recipes from the Cooking Cloud to my device. If you happen to be camping, you're out of cell phone range, you have to, whatever the circumstances, you don't have internet. Once your recipes are downloaded, they're on your device. They live there. and you don't have to have access to the cooking cloud or to the internet to be able to access your recipes. So the very first time you do it, it takes a little longer. You can see the progress bar moving across the screen fairly slowly. I mean, I've probably got 800 recipes in my library already because we imported several cookbooks with 200 recipes each, right? So it's downloading all those recipes. Like I said, this one is going to take about 2 minutes to do the very first time. After that, it's just incremental syncs really quickly, okay? So yeah, as Pam mentioned, go ahead and switch back to my computer screen here, Danny, if you would.
Yep.
Okay, so in cooking, I'm going to close these little recipes that I captured. I'm going to go back. No, I don't want to save this. Okay, so in cooking, there's this sync toolbar here, or the sync button on the toolbar. And the way cooking works on the desktop app is every 10 minutes, it does a sync event in the background in order to keep your recipe synchronized, okay? On mobile, it does that sync event every 4 minutes in the background, okay? So you normally, under normal circumstances, you don't have to worry about syncing. You don't ever have to tap it or click it or do anything. And 99.9% of cooking users never think about sync. They never click it. They never tap it, right? They don't have to because it's just all automatic. But for you, when you're importing a lot of recipes and then you want to right away see them on your mobile device, you can click the sync button, okay? And so if you just imported a bunch of recipes into cooking and you don't want to wait the 10 minutes, right? You want to right away see your recipes. Go ahead and click sync on the toolbar and cooking will perform a sync operation. I don't think it actually can do it right now because I am syncing to my phone. So if you're syncing to one device, you can't sync from another simultaneously. Let's try it. I just click sync here. And that icon is, oh, it is working. Okay, because I remember cooking downloads the recipes to the device first and then processes them. So it's done downloading. Cooking on my phone is done downloading all the recipes from the cloud. It's now processing them. And so I was able to sync. But yeah, you can manually force it to sync if you want to by clicking the sync button on the toolbar if you want to. And okay, so this finished. It says data transfer complete. It says downloaded 767 recipes. Good job. And I can tap OK. Now, once I tap OK, oh, there's some tutorials that come up to teach you how to use the mobile app. But this is what you see. This is cooking on my mobile device. Okay. And I can tap on the bottom navigate. Why don't you go full screen for me again, Danny?
Let's do it.
Okay. So this is the cooking app on my phone. Super sexy. We just had someone subscribe. I get a notification every time. We're probably going to see like hundreds of these. We have been. Anyways, so on the bottom navigation bar, you can see, I'll see if I can hold this steadier. There's a discover button, lets you discover recipes. Then there's one called My Recipes. And I'm going to tap that right now. Well, actually, there is a My Account. And if you tap My Account, there's a sync button there. That's what I was telling you about. You can tap that blue sync button. This is so high tech, isn't it? We're like I'm holding a thing in front of the camera. Anyways, you can sync.
There's ways to share that screen.
Right? I know.
Do a lot on mobile.
So anyway, it's pretty funny, huh? But anyways, okay, so you can manually do a sync event on your mobile device as well. Okay, but what I'm going to do is tap My Recipes on the bottom navigation bar. And right now I can see all the cookbooks in my cookbook library. This is the one that I created. I migrated everything over from MasterCook to Cooking. And I can select a cookbook. It was the kids approved one. So I tapped on a cookbook and now I can see all the chapters in it. And I can tap on a chapter in order to see the recipes. And there they are. And it'll show the photos and everything. So in this case, there's not a lot of photos in this cookbook, and you can do the same thing. Here's one more mind-blowing thing because we're running out of time, right? Let's say I'm in my web browser, okay, on my phone. And someone shares a link with me to a recipe, or I search for lasagna. How do you spell lasagna recipe? Let's say I happen to just be searching for a recipe on Google, and I'm looking in my web browser, and I find one that looks good. Easy lasagna recipe. I'm just going to tap the first one that appears there. Here's the recipe. And you're going to see pop-ups. You're going to see ads. You're going to see you're going to see a 10-page blog, right? Yada, 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 right? What you do with Cooking is you tap the sharing icon. Every web browser has a sharing icon. You're going to tap that, and then you're going to choose, man, these pop-ups just keep coming up. Everybody's signing up. So you tap the sharing icon on the top of the screen, and then you can choose Cooking. So I'm going to tap the sharing icon, and I'm going to tap on the Cooking icon right here. And it says open web page in Cooking. And I'm going to say yes. Oh, oops, I tapped cancel. I'm like, okay, tap open. Okay, once you do that, then that recipe is loaded in Cooking. And then once it's in Cooking, all these help tutorials come up. But once you get the recipe in Cooking, this is what we call the Cooking view. There's a tab at the top. You can see the web page view. If I tap to the web page view, it shows me the actual web page. If I tap to the Cooking view, it shows me the recipe in Cooking. And now on the top right corner, there's this capture button. You see that? And if I tap that, the Cooking elves get to work and do their magic, and you can actually save the recipe into your own personal library in Cooking. And again, you can choose which cookbook you want. You can choose which chapter you want for a lasagna recipe. I'm going to choose main dishes, and I'm going to tap next. And then I'm going to tap show me the recipe. And now Cooking shows me the recipe in my Cooking view. And so you can see the recipe here in Cooking. So now I'm going to show you something. So I'm going to tap, like I told you, my account on the bottom. I'm going to tap sync. And Cooking's going to sync these changes to the Cooking cloud. Go ahead and go full screen, Danny, for me.
All right.
And then I'm going to come to my Cooking desktop app. You don't have to do this, but for the sake of this demo, I'm going to do it. I'm going to click sync, and Cooking's going to go to the Cooking cloud and download any changes that have been made. And we did make one just now, right? I captured a recipe from the Cooking mobile app on my phone. Now I'm going to go click Dan's recipes on the left here. I'm going to go to the main dishes chapter, and there's that easy lasagna recipe right there that we literally just captured on the web on my phone. So syncing between mobile and desktop, between your tablet, your iPad, or your desktop, or your laptop computer, and even your Alexa device, automatic, super simple, very cool, very fun. You're going to go nuts with this. I hope you love it. Those are the main key things I wanted to show you. Like I said, don't forget that video demonstration webpage that you can go to watch demo videos to learn more. And the last part of this presentation, I just want to answer any other questions. I know there's been a lot of them. Did I miss anything, Danny, that was crucial, or Pam?
We've got
John Templin just mentioned, this is so cool. The sync to devices was one of the weakest features in MasterCook. And that is true. That's something MasterCook really struggled with, was getting syncing to work flawlessly. And it is so nice to see these features working so well in Cooking. It's just great that the customers are getting taken care of, and they've got these features and they work very well.
Well, it took us years to do it, really, to tell you the truth. It was it's surprising because I'll sometimes meet people and they'll be like, so what do you do? And I'm like, well, I'm a CEO of a software company. And they'll be like, really? What software? And I'll say Cooking. It's a recipe organizer. And they'll be like, oh, a recipe app. Oh, that's, so trivial, so simple, right? That's precious. That's precious that you're doing recipe software, But the truth is, it's very sophisticated and it's very complex, especially the cloud synchronization and keeping that all straight. And it took us years, and it's perfected now. Here's one thing I will say. Cooking was not designed to edit and modify recipes simultaneously on different devices. So if you open the lasagna recipe on your phone and on your desktop computer, and you're trying to make edits here, and then you sync, you could run into a collision. It wasn't designed for that. So that's what, if there is a collision, it won't erase anything. It'll just create a new entry, but you'll have this duplicate one thing, and you don't want that. So bottom line is that's the only limitation, and it's by design. We didn't design it to be where you could edit the same. It's not like a Google Doc or a Google Sheet where one person could be editing and the other person could see their edits simultaneously, live. It wasn't designed for that. So that's the only
your recipe collection.
Yes, your recipe collection. So don't edit the same recipe on multiple devices simultaneously. That's really the only thing you need to know about sync. Otherwise, it all happens in the background automatically. Okay.
So
And it's-
Dan, someone asked a good question. How can they watch this demo again?
okay.
We've gotten that question a lot of times.
Really?
It
Yeah.
was just
Yeah,
go
we
on
have.
the YouTube channel, and all of the comments, you'll still be able to see them.
Yeah.
We've
So
responded to a lot, but not all. There's been a lot.
yeah.
of
So this is
comments.
YouTube. So you could follow this cooking channel. This is the cooking channel. So you can click follow. You can come back anytime to this. We'll have links on the dvo.com website. We'll put a link to this video on the mastercook.com website. We will send an email blast out with a link to it also. We sent an email blast, several of them over the last few days. The link that was sent to you already, literally you can click that link to get to this video. Okay. In the past, what you saw was, well, yeah, you got the link. You have it already. It's in your inbox. So you got it. Great question. Are there any other questions?
We've got one that's come up quite a few times, and they're asking about
Make me full screen so they can
Oh, yeah,
see me
let's
full
do that.
screen, Danny.
Where they've been asking a lot about nutritional info.
Okay.
From the MasterCook. That's come up a lot. We should talk about that one.
Okay, that's a good question. If you don't mind, hopefully you don't mind, we'll go a little bit longer. I mean, here's the beautiful thing. You are literally talking to the guy who wrote the first version of cooking. I coded it myself. It's what we sold up until like from 1992 to 2008 or 9. Since then, we rewrote it. I hired a whole team of developers, and now I don't sling code anymore, but I am intimately involved in the architecture and the design and the implementation of the different features. So I am intimately familiar with exactly what goes on. I don't code it, but I know everything. I know everything. Okay. So here's what I'll say. We actually partnered one time with the American Diabetes Association, and we computerized 7 of their cookbooks, and we put together Cooking for Diabetes or Cooking with Diabetics. We have multiple different cookbooks. By the way, if you go to dvo.com, switch back to the, show me the, yeah. Check this out. So let's see here. Oh, shoot. I had an appointment. I didn't think this would go that long. I missed it.
Yeah.
So if you go to dvo.com, okay, you're on our homepage. There's this tab at the top that says cookbooks. And if you go here, you're going to see a whole library. There's like 250, 300 cookbooks here. There's one of them called Cooking for Diabetes or Cooking for Diabetics. We partnered with the American Diabetes Association. We computerized 7 of their cookbooks, okay? In their cookbooks, the recipes each had the nutritional analysis. It had a carb count. And when we published this, we analyzed each recipe. We did the nutritional analysis in cooking, and we compared the cooking's nutritional analysis with the nutritional values that were published with each recipe in the book. And for the most part, they were pretty much in alignment, right? But there were a few outliers that were different. And we were like, oh no, like this is diabetes. Like we can't have a flaw in cooking's nutritional analysis that is going to like
For diabetics.
Right? Exactly. Could you imagine? So we contacted the American Diabetes Association. They put us in touch with the authors of the cookbooks. We're like, our analysis for this recipe and this one are different than yours. And we're not sure why. We went through the code with a fine-tooth comb. You just put yourself on the screen there.
Oh, yep.
We went through with a fine-tooth comb. We were like, you're back on the screen. Oh, no. Okay. Anyway, so guess what happened? They said, well, that's because your analysis is more accurate than ours. Because if you hire a nutritionist to help you, okay, with your recipes and analyze nutritional values and put a plan together and so forth, right? What they do is they have a book, or they can look up online the nutritional values for a particular ingredient, right? Ground beef or whatever, yada, yada, yada. And they're going to get averages. We actually have brand information for each food item. So if you look at, you could even look, am I still on? Yeah, you can see my screen. Watch this. I'll show you how it works. And instead of telling you, I'll just show you. Let's see here.
Yeah, this has been a very frequent question.
Yeah.
How do we see the nutritional info? Can we see it on mobile?
So
Talking about MasterCooks and
So you pick an ingredient like butter. Your recipe calls for butter, right? Cooking has like 26 different brands of butter associated with it. And the nutrition facts from each product, because they vary, right? If you get the unsalted butter, if that's your preferred brand, right now Mid-America Farms is the preferred brand. But if you chose this one and you made it your preferred, and you just click this little icon right here that says make this brand the preferred, now Fleischmann's Unsalted is the preferred brand. Well, what's that going to do to your nutritional analysis, Danny? You're not a nutritionist, but if I chose the unsalted one, is that going to have an impact?
That throws a wrench in your, yeah.
Well, it's gonna have less sodium,
yeah,
right? So in our case, we go down to the brand level, okay? And if you choose the light, Land O'Lakes light butter, and you make that your preferred brand, right? Well, then you're going to get different nutritional analysis. So the nutritional analysis in cooking is super accurate. It's more accurate than anything else because we have this brand component. So when you analyze the nutritional value of any recipe, this is one I just captured off the internet randomly, right? And I click the nutrition button on the toolbar. Cooking looks at each of the ingredients, and then it looks at the brand associated with it. And you can change these, right? And then it's going to give you the analysis. Off to the right here, if there's something it can't compute, it's going to put an asterisk here. So you can see that when it came to this particular food item, it couldn't compute. And that's a yellow onion for some reason. And then this one, it couldn't compute. It's got an asterisk there. That was for the lasagna noodles. And it could be, in most cases, it's because of the way the recipe is entered in cooking. So for example, when it comes to the lasagna noodles, and I'm going to just shrink this so we can see it better. Let's see here. Where does this call for the lasagna noodles? Here it is. It just says 12 lasagna noodles, but it doesn't say like what size or what, it doesn't say how many ounces or like a 112, one package of lasagna noodles. So in this case, cooking wasn't sure. Like, it's like, I don't know how many calories are in one lasagna noodle or 12, right? And you can finagle that. You can do that at the brand level. So if you go view, or actually you could do it from this screen. It's the easiest. You're on the nutrition one, and it's like, and it's using Nally lasagna beef noodles. It's not sure, how to do one. It knows 1 cup has this many calories in it. This is how many calories are in 1 cup, 230, right? So, but anyway, so the point is, you can finagle it, and you might need to a little bit to get it to work perfectly for you. But a lot of times it just comes down to the way the recipe is entered into cooking. And you can say one of something, like 1 apple has this many calories in it. And then if your recipe calls for 12 apples, like in that case, it's just called for 12 lasagna noodles, cooking will then be able to calculate the nutritional values, right? And so that's kind of how the cooking nutritional analysis works. In your recipe, when you're entering it, you can specify. If you're like, I don't want to change the global preferred brand for tomato paste, but for this particular recipe, I do want to use Hunt's, right? It makes a difference. Or I do want to use, the Hunt Italian style is the one that's going to work out best. And since the name tomato paste is a subset of the ingredient name, when you print or view this, it's not going to put the ingredient name twice. So I chose, where did that go? So it says 1 tablespoon, and then it puts the brand name in. It removes the ingredient because, like I said, the ingredient is a subset of the name of the brand. So instead of saying 1 tablespoon tomato paste, Hunt's Italian style tomato paste, it just puts the brand name there. So you can specify the brand if you want to at the recipe level, but you don't have to. Some people were confused about that too. It's a whole paradigm shift. I understand that for people coming over from MasterCook. So there's going to be questions, and I'm trying to answer all of them at once, which is not easy, but it's fascinating and I'm interesting. So anyways, this brand is optional. Most of the time, if you go from one recipe to the next, you're going to see that the brand is not included. Let's see here. So you see the brand value is empty here as I go from one recipe to the next. So most of the time you're not going to put in a brand, but you can specify the brand if you want to for different reasons.
Can you add your own ingredients to the ingredient?
Yeah, you can for sure.
Okay.
So there's a couple ways to do it.
That's been asked quite a bit too.
Yeah, so when you're entering a recipe, and the very first time you do it, it gives this text is grayed out to give you an idea of what to put in here. You would put the recipe name in here. you would put in a description. And when you put in the ingredients, if you're like 3, don't put large. Large is not a unit, an official unit. You would put 3 tablespoons of whatchamacallit. Let's just say that's your own special thing, right? If you put something that doesn't exist, this dialog comes up and says, hey, that's a new ingredient. It's not on the list. Do you want to add it? And you can do quick add and you can continue. Or you can click setup and that'll take you to the different dialog where you can then put in nutritional information and so forth.
Can you show us that setup?
Yeah, you want me to click it?
Yeah.
So, yes. Oh, no, I was wondering if I was already editing an ingredient called butter.
Oh,
so,
right.
Yeah. So when I go here now, it's like, okay, you just added a new ingredient. And if you're going to do the full setup, you're going to want to add the plural version of it because Cookin will automatically, if your recipe, when it adjusts recipe serving sizes and increases the serving size from, let's say, 1, to 2, it'll make it plural, and it needs to know what the plural form of this is.
Yep, MasterCook has that too. So
okay, good.
Customers should be familiar with that. It
Okay,
has a
good.
plural.
So so you can enter the ingredient name, and now at this point, this is also where you can right away add a brand. You would click this plus right here, and you would say Pillsbury or whatever the brand name is. McCallits. And so then you would just hit enter. And now this says, wait a second, Pillsbury whatchamacallits is not on the brand list. Again, this is that quick add. You can click quick add or you can click setup. So in this case, I'm going to click setup. And now at this point, you can enter the nutritional information. You can put the price here. Yeah, you can put the package size. This costs, it's $3.99 for a 15-ounce package. This, by the way, once this autocomplete feature in Cookin is phenomenal. You just start typing. Once you're to the 15s, you don't have to keep typing hyphen ounce, blah, blah, blah. You can just hit, once you see there, you have the 15, hit the space bar and start typing the next word package. And there it is. And then you just hit enter. So anyways, that's how that works. And then
this is very helpful because customers have been asking me in support, how do I add my own ingredients?
Yeah.
It looks very familiar to how you do it in MasterCook. You just use a different menu to access it.
Oh, good.
This is great. So thank you for showing this.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. Now you're cooking with gas. So then it might say on the nutrition label, it's going to say serving size is 2 tablespoons. And there's 15 servings in a container. Divide packages, because if you go to the store and you don't want it to say buy 1/8 of a can of tomato paste, right? Because you can't buy it that way. And so when Cookin makes a shopping list, and it even used to calculate prices too. I won't go into that, but you can choose right now whether this package is dividable. So if it's apples, for example, you might say they're $3.99 a pound or whatever, right? But you can divide the package. You can buy a half a pound of apples, right? Or any fresh produce. So some items you can divide the package, some you can't. In this case, we're going to say no. The whatchamacallits, everybody knows that whatchamacallits. And by the way, I didn't choose a food group. You could say this comes in canned goods, right? And then so put it in the canned goods section of the shopping list. And so you're going to put in, everyone knows whatchamacallits. You had to buy it by the can. It can't be divided. And then you can put in the nutrition facts from the label if you want, or you can get them from online on the internet or whatever. You put them in. You can even put equivalents here. You can say 1 none, meaning 1 whatchamacallit is equal to a half a pound, right? And that's how you do that. So then that way, if your recipe calls for 1 of this, even though it knows, Cookin knows right now the serving size is 2 tablespoons, and it knows there's 15 in a container, and it knows there's 240 calories per serving. But if your recipe calls for 1 whatchamacallit, then you might need this equivalent here, which says 1 none is a half pound. And with that information, Cookin can calculate nutrition till the cows come home. So I'm going to click save here. And I'm going to close this brand screen. And now I'm going to click here. We added this brand. I'm going to make it the preferred. So whatchamacallit ingredient now has a brand associated with it. I'm going to click save. And I'm going to close this here too. So now I've got 3 tablespoons of whatchamacallit. how do I spell that? What you call it? There we go. All right. And I'm going to save, and I'm going to say, wait a second. Oh, I need to name this recipe. This is what you call it. Stew. Okay. And so now if I want, I can analyze the nutritional value of this recipe. And there it is. And this recipe is going to call for 360 calories because it's currently for a 15-ounce package. Anyway, so 1.5 ounces. So there you go. In that example, I just added a new ingredient and I added a new brand to go with it, with all the with one nutritional value, which was calories only. Obviously, you could fill it out and do all of them if you want, but that's how you do it. Does that make sense?
It does. And then I have one more question. With MasterCook, that feature is only available in the Windows app. People have been asking, is that available in the Cookin' mobile apps?
So the mobile apps they're robust, but they don't have all the features that the Cookin' desktop app has. So nutritional analysis is not one of the features that's in mobile yet. So if you're going to want to analyze your nutritional value of a recipe, you're going to want to do that from the Cookin' desktop app. Definitely.
That's how it's been in MasterCook as well. So, okay.
Yeah, great question.
Great.
So many good questions, so much good comments, such good feedback. Are there any other questions, Danny or Pam? Did you see any others that you want to that we need to address? I will say one thing, which is if we had this, someone was like, I don't have a computer. And we were like, well, they're like, I only have an iPad. We're like, well, you have to have a computer to migrate your recipes over. You have to export them from MasterCook #1, and you have to import them into Cookin' #2, right? And Cookin' mobile apps do not have an import feature. So you have to import and export your recipes from a computer. If you don't have access to a desktop computer, you can find somebody, a friend or someone who can do it. You just borrow their computer or whatever. And you just
libraries.
Yeah, go to library. You only need to do it one time. Once you've migrated your recipes over, you can just literally, there are people who get Cookin' and just only use the mobile apps ever. But to migrate your recipes over, you have to do a desktop computer. If you don't have a lot of cookbooks, we can do that for you. We can log into your cloud account, import your cookbooks, and then sync your recipes to your account. And then you can go from that point on, you can go mobile exclusively. But anyways, that's the whole idea there.
And I'm willing to do that too. Dan showed me how to do that for customers, and I'm willing to do that as well. If you only use iPad or an iPhone and you need to get your recipes imported into your account.
Yeah, Pam offered to do that very kindly. So thank you, Pam. That's nice of you. Hopefully we won't have too many of those, but
it's nice if you can do it yourself. But if you're really in a pinch, we can give you a hand.
So like I said, Cookin' version 16 is coming out in about 1 month, December 16th. And it's got some amazing new features, including some amazing new AI features. It's got a new feature that will increase the font size for you if you have trouble seeing the screen. It's got a new notes feature. I think we pulled that from MasterCook.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah. I
People
love
wanted
that
to know
idea.
if there would be a notes data field.
Yeah, people are like, when I share my recipe or when I print it or print a family cookbook, like I don't want to print the notes, right? Those are just for me. Our notes are for like, when next time you make this, remember, don't burn it. Or
I don't want Aunt Karen to read my "don't burn this" again.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So in version 16, we are adding a notes feature. We liked that idea from MasterCook. So, and there's a number of others, but some of the AI ones are mind blowing. It's still just kind of even blowing my mind. You're going to love it. Unfortunately, we're long right now, so I won't show you those. We'll do more videos like this when we announce and release Cookin' version 16. We'll do a demo. Anyways, but this is kind of Cookin' in a nutshell. I hope this was helpful to those who tuned in. And if we didn't get to your question, I'm sorry about that. It was, we did our best. If you email support, we are going hog wild, million hours a day, responding to those. Weekends we don't work on Saturday and Sunday usually, but I know Brenna, my daughter, is working on Saturday. She went through hundreds of emails on Saturday. I was like, Brenna, see if you can get caught up with all the emails before the live event on Monday. She says, oh, do you think, Dad, is that a good idea? She said something sarcastic. I wasn't trying to do that. She was being sarcastic. She has been. She got them all the way down to 35 messages left in the inbox when she went to bed Saturday night. And then this morning, there were like 171 more. Before she got to them, there were 212, I think. And so she's they're not that easy. answer. I might even have you join in on helping her, Pam, because I think at this point there's a lot of the emails that are being sent to the DBO support inbox that you could answer. Yep. That would be a huge
Definitely.
help.
I would enjoy helping. Yes.
And I was helping too. As you know, Pam, I've been helping with those support emails. We just want to, you guys, look, we're making $10 every time a MasterCook user comes over. Okay. It's not a lot of money. And we're providing cloud services. We're providing tech support. The cloud services are not cheap, by the way. You know, I know MasterCook.
That was one of the top expenses for MasterCook. It was.
Yeah. We have to pay to store your recipes in the cloud. All those food photos, all those, oh, I got 60,000 recipes in MasterCook. Great. Now we're paying to, every month we pay to store those, right? When your membership comes up for renewal in 2027, hopefully we will, you know, your account will auto renew and we'll make some money then. But for the next 2 years, we're going to be paying fees. We're going to be supporting the product. We're going to be adding new features. The software developers, Pam can tell you for 2 or 3 weeks now, they've been focused on one thing right now, which is helping the MasterCook users migrate over, creating that coupon code for you and enabling that in the shopping cart, making it so you can migrate your membership over. All these things, it all costs money. We're expending a lot of money, a lot of resources. We're committed and dedicated to helping MasterCook. We appreciate you migrating over. We appreciate your patience as we try to respond to your emails and help you. Please understand, though, that, and by the way, a lot of you sign up for a standard membership. If you upgrade from standard to premium, that will help us. That will help fund. And guess what? You're going to get a free cookbook download of your choice every single month. You're going to get access to the Cooking Forum. You're going to get access to the AI features and so forth. There's going to be no ads in Cooking. By the way, Cooking does have ads. If you try to use a feature that's available to premium members only, then you're not, it used to be that you would be blocked from that, but not anymore. Now you're going to be able to access that feature, but you have to watch that brief ad, like a 30-second ad beforehand, something like that. With Cooking Premium, there's no ads. So anyways, think about upgrading to premium. And we hope you love it. We're so happy to have, why don't you go full screen on me, Danny? So since I'm talking here. So we hope you love cooking. Hopefully you can sense the passion that we have for it. We're not a big corporation. We're just normal people who love what we do. We have a super amazing team who's committed and dedicated to doing all we can to make you happy and make you satisfied, to make mealtime memorable, to simplify meal preparation, and to save you time and money at the grocery store. So hope you appreciate it. Hope you love it. We hope to hear from you. I interact in the forum with the Cooking members. So if you upgrade to premium, you'll be able to access the Cooking forum and you'll be able to message me and interact with me. We have we have a Pam Erickson of our own named Linda DeHaven. She moderates the forum. She's not an employee. She does it on her own and she's totally committed. Sometimes she will text me. Literally, this is a serious truth. She texted me on Christmas morning one time and she said, "We got a forum 911. I'm like, she is the best employee DBO Enterprises has never had. I'm like, seriously? It's Christmas morning. We're opening gifts. She's like, they've got family coming over for dinner and she can't get to her recipes. You got to get on and help her. You know,
that's me.
Like, oh my goodness. So we have a Pam Erickson of our own, which is amazing, by the way, that it just worked out that way, named Linda DeHaven, and she kind of moderates the forum and she'll notify me. Sometimes I can't monitor it all the time, but she does, and she'll notify me. She'll text me. She'll email me and text me. I just sent you an email. I'm like, okay, email me or text me, but we don't have to do both, you know? Anyway, she's hilarious. She loves it. She was a nurse. She retired, but you can tell she loves people and she loves helping people. And so anyways, we'd love to have you in the forum.
Honestly, when I heard we had Pam coming over here, like that was one of the most exciting things. I was just like, oh no way, she's coming in too.
Pam is amazing too.
Well, thank you guys. It's been fun. I'm pretty excited about where things are going, and I'm happy that you guys brought me along and are having me as part of the team. I have been enjoying it. It's what's most exciting for me is you guys are so receptive. And I've had to help these poor customers with these issues at MasterCook.com, and suddenly those issues are just fixed and they work. And so I'm so excited about that.
It's nice. We have great developers and we made it our highest priority. So when we make a change, when Pam requests it, I assign a programmer to work on it, one of the cooking elves. And then when we're done,
Nice.
we post the update, and it goes live, and then users can download it. We got a nice foolproof system now. It took us years to get to this point, a lot of investment. Ed can tell you how much it costs. Pam, how much did it cost when MasterCook created the version of the software that they're using back in 1999? Do you remember, or at least what was the?
In 1999, I know that they rebuilt it from scratch. I know it took Sierra 2 years to do it with a team of at least a dozen software developers plus others. They hired a dietitian that did nothing but what you talked about, where they went in and if there was an ingredient in the database, they would add it, and they'd make sure that the recipes were given. The recipes that came with MasterCook, that dietitian made sure that those recipes gave an accurate nutritional analysis. And so it was a huge team that did it back in 1999. And it's a lot of work.
Imagine employing 12 software engineers plus, right? I heard it might have been up to 20 people they employed to make that transition for 2 years. You add that up, that is a lot of money, millions of dollars.
Well, if you were to install version 15 and look at the about screen, they mentioned everybody who worked on it, and there's about 20 people. So you're right. That's where that number probably came from. There were about 20 people.
It's costly. Ed can tell you it is. And in our case, I'll tell you this right now, much to my wife's dismay, all the money that we make from cooking, I pour right back into the company. And she's like, really, at some point we need to harvest. We need to, and I'm like, no, once we do this, it's going to be the bomb, Just one more feature. She's like, how many times have you said that for how many years, Anyways. And so, it's a passion of mine. It's like almost like a hobby that I love. And, it kind of carried over to my kids. My son, Danny, is a software engineer. He works for us. My son, Jackson, is a software engineer. My daughter, Brenna, is. And Brenna, like I said, is a professional chef, actually. So it's kind of a family thing, and we love it. And we're glad that you joined. We literally call the people who use Cooking and who subscribe part of the Cooking family. And we love that the MasterCook users are coming over and joining the family. I sent a message to everyone who uses Cooking, and I let them know we're going to have a bunch of new people coming over from MasterCook. So just know that there's a lot of newbies. They might have a lot of questions. Be nice, be responsive, welcome them with open arms. And I know that in the forum, from what I've seen, there's a thread or two designed and designated just specifically for MasterCook users. And everyone's been super kind and helpful. I even know that a Cooking member, Bruce, who went over and joined like that MasterCook Yahoo users group and was asking questions there. So we're getting some cross-pollination. Some of the MasterCook users have been super helpful to him. He's been trying to migrate some micro kitchen companion recipes over it's another 90s product that they went out of business in the 90s, and he's got a bunch of recipes in there. So anyways, the MasterCook people have been helping him and others. And so it's been a real synergistic kind of relationship, and we're glad to have everybody over. And we're glad to have Pam on board, and we're grateful for Ed for helping us to make the transition so smoothly. So anyways, I've rambled on long enough, but thank you for joining. Hopefully this was helpful. If you want, we'll do another one in the future if this was helpful. If you have any questions, like I said, email support. You can email Pam. That's support@mastercook.com. You can email support@dvo.com. And my daughter, Brenna, and others will help you. So anyways, hopefully that helps. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to like the Cooking app. Give it a 5-star rating if you would. We've got an average of 4.7-star rating on both the iOS and the Android app in the App Store. And we appreciate that. And upgrade to premium if you can afford it. Print a family cookbook give as a gift this Christmas. Anyways, we sure appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you did, let others know. And also, we got a Black Friday promotion coming up, last thing, in about 1 week. We will be offering the Cooking Family Plan. And I'll tell you briefly how this works. This is only available on Black Friday, or at least over the weekend.
This also won't change your current subscription. Like, you can
so
change to this. Like, don't wait on it. You can change to this in the middle of your current subscription.
Yeah. So if you have let's just say a premium annual membership, okay, it's worth $149 a year. And you upgrade to the family plan, you get 4 more seats now, okay? It's only $40 more. And so that's $10 extra per seat. And you can give
for
that.
a year. That's
for a year.
Price.
So you give 4 people a Cooking Premium membership worth $150, and it only costs you $10. That's the family plan. It's kind of like Spotify. My son, you can sign up for a Spotify if you use Spotify. A lot of businesses do this.
Family plan.
Yeah, it's the family
pretty
plan,
common.
right? Yeah, and you don't want to sign up every single person in your family $150, right? That's expensive. So we got feedback. We heard you. We created the Cooking Family Plan. Now you can upgrade your membership from premium for $40 more. You can upgrade to the family plan. And then you can have family and friends and so forth who can use all the benefits of premium and share recipes and become your cooking friends. And you're going to have a blast. We did this and we introduced, by the way, hey, switch to the screen real quick, Danny.
Yeah.
On the Cooking Home screen, you'll see this on mobile too. At the very top, we have what's called the scoreboard. Just like in a basketball game, you're going to have a scoreboard. It's going to show the time left. It's going to show the score and so forth, right? Well, this keeps track of your streak. That's how many consecutive days you use cooking. It keeps track of how many, when you post a made recipe, others can like it. And this keeps track of how many likes your recipes get. And this one keeps track of how many recipes you've liked. And this one keeps track of how many recipes you've made and posted by clicking that I made this feature, right? And when you click on any one of these, it will take you to what we call the cooking leaderboard, sorry. And leaderboard has several sections. You can see how many,
Scroll down a little.
yeah, you can see how many, who's winning and leading in the leaderboard here. You can see that over the last 7 days, this Phillips person, I'm not sure how you pronounce that first name, she's had 169 likes. And you can see the total. So from the beginning, oh, whoa, she's got more likes now than Eugene even. That's
Jeez.
amazing. Eugene was
Eugene's
leading.
still hanging in there.
I know.
He's an animal. Eugene. Yeah.
So this leaderboard is super fun. You can see how many recipes people have made. This is over the last 7 days, and this is total. You can see Eugene's leading here with 2,000 recipes. That's why I thought he would still be leading in the likes. So, man, this Jeanne, she's Jeannie. She's getting a lot of likes. And then there's also this, what I like about, you can do this likes per recipe made. And my son Jackson is actually winning this on an average, he's getting 19 likes per recipe made. And his wife is trailing him and she's not happy about it. I'm in fourth. And so you can
various family competitions, unofficial family competitions to see who could get higher.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's super fun to do as families. The leaderboard is fun. The scoreboard is fun. It's a gamification kind of component. And anyways, it's super fun to do with families. So when that family plan offer comes out next week, you're going to want to take advantage of that. Don't miss it. Hope this helps. If you have any other questions, feel free. Look I posted my mom's stuffed cabbage recipe there. There's my mom. Anyways, thanks for joining us today. We hope you have a good one. Merry Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving. We hope the holidays are wonderful for you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Pam. See you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, guys.